Yo, what's up? Guess what? Boom! Flash sale. This is off topic flash sale. Mention it in a flash. If you're watching this live, you go to the RT store, 20% off merch code. It's probably off topic. The code is off topic. 20% off. Get that in. It'll end in a flash. Back to the show.
Just like that.
Now we can take it easy. They said mention at the top of the show, and I said tippy top.
That was the top.
You don't get
the pressure's off.
You don't get more top than that except us talking during the intro, but the audience doesn't hear that part. At least I hope they don't.
Are we going?
Every week.
Do we still have to do an intro?
No,
I don't think so.
It. We're all here. You're Jack. Yeah. We know.
Soy Jack.
I know you. And we got Trevor over there, and his hair looks
Jack.
Something's off with his hair. It's like more casual than it usually is. Trevor's very he doesn't have as much gel in it today or something. No. And I'm the opposite. I have shit in my hair.
That's Michael. I have a question.
And Jeremy's alive there.
Jack
for the panel.
Yeah.
Trevor and I are wearing the same shirt. Those of you who
Yep, sure are.
Now, question for the panel and the audience. Does the fact that we're both wearing the shirt, does this make me cooler or Trevor lamer?
Trevor lamer.
Trevor lamer? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Kinda. I don't. I think it does a little bit of both.
Well, here's the deal. So
I can't do both.
I think it reels you both in a bit.
It centralizes us both.
Since we've been working from home, like typically a box of merchandise would show up in the achievement office and like, hey, pull out the stuff you want, and then we'll give the rest of the stuff away. Now that means I get one of everything that we release in the store. I want to show you this.
To be fair, we've always gotten one of everything. It's just that it comes to the office and you can pick and choose.
We have the option.
Yeah, I was going to say we have the option to leave it there, and then it goes.
I've got a box of stuff.
Now, Jack. Imagine a world where your wife also works at Achievement Hunter.
Oh no! Not only that, Michael. So I made the mistake of saying, "Oh, Katie wears a small." So if you want to throw some stuff in there for her, and so they send one of every small as well. So
I get two of everything, and there's good stuff, but also I only have so many I can only have so many shirts.
Yeah, Kat was like, "You need to stop."
I have
too much.
I have a take back box that I'm just going to bring back to the office.
Yeah, I'll just throw out there that there's stuff in here that's like for RTX at home. There's some cool stuff in here that we haven't announced yet that I'm actually like, I almost wore one today and I was like, can I wear this? And they're like, no, not yet. And I'm like, okay, but there's like new beanies in here, new hats. There's a bunch of cool stuff coming out.
But you can't wear it. You can dump it out and maybe people can freeze frame and watch it fall out of the box.
Like I'll just say like, oh, this is an interesting color for something. Oh, you don't know what that is.
Jack, what were you holding? I didn't even know what that was.
Shirt in there that is.
Oh, what was that?
Wow.
Oh, who knows what that was?
Oh, a little sneak peek. I know in that box there's a loud item of clothing in there.
That's the one I almost wore, Jeremy, and they were like, no, not yet. And so
not yet. Yeah.
I saw it. It was a heated debate.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in there. Not the jacket.
That was a shirt.
The other thing that happens with me in those boxes is they show up and usually like, I just bring them into my office and open them up because it's like midday and I'll just be going through and be like, oh, that's cool. It's cool. And they'll kind of sit there for a little bit. But one of my cats, Zipper, eats plastic. We can't make him stop. He'll seek it out and then he'll eat it. And so when he's got this box, it's like a buffet. And he'll get in there and just like scarf down plastic if we don't stop him. So like we got to make sure we hide all of that, like get it unwrapped, get it out of the house. It just can't be anywhere around.
I like the way it feels in my mouth.
What I like to do
with
throws
it up
is if you have a storm drain outside, just shove it in there.
Oh, nice. That's a good idea.
Just gets rid of it. It goes off somewhere else and then it's gone.
It's like one of those Disneyland 20-foot deep trash cans. It just kind of disappears.
It's like how I get rid of my tampons. I just flush them.
Oh yeah,
right.
And then they're
just
gone.
throw them in the street, and then they just wash away, like when it rains.
And then they grow into a
years.
tree. Yeah,
like chalk on a sidewalk.
Well,
it's gone.
There you go. Never leave saying you didn't learn anything, guys, from off topic.
There you go. Absolutely.
Sometimes if I end up with a rogue single shirt, like something I grabbed from the office, but then turns out doesn't fit me very well, or there's like, sometimes it'll get me where there'll be something on the back that I didn't see. And then I would go, And so Lindsay and I go through clothes a lot, like especially kids' clothes. So we donate a lot of stuff. If I have one or two shirts, I'll just throw it in there. I'm like, brand new shirt, never worn. I'll just, whatever. I'm just like, can't donate. I have 400 shirts in my house. I'm just like, I got to bring this back to the office and just go, hey, you guys have it back. I've never worn it. It's not like I'm getting rid of it or I'm looking to get rid of the shirts. It's just like, this is cool. Not going to wear it. Oh, this is awesome. Don't need long sleeves. I have 50 long sleeves I don't wear already because
it never gets cold in Texas.
Here's my 900th jacket. Cool jacket. I don't need it. Put it back in the box. I have a giant box and I just keep telling myself, I got to bring it back to the office and just be like, here you go. Here's this merch. I don't want to like just get rid. There's like, I don't want to get rid of it. It just seems absurd because it's all still like wrapped and everything. But it's nice, but man, they come quick, especially because like you just said, there's RTX stuff. So we just got slammed with like 2 or 3 like different drops.
They don't.
That's what it was.
Don't stop showing up.
Boxes.
Man.
It's just like, no, take it away. Start bringing another one.
Right before Off Topic, another box showed up, and like because I watched Kat walk in with it, and I was like terrified that it was more clothing. I was like, oh please God, no! Like I can't do it. But it was actually something really. I have my cat sleeping on it.
Cat sleeps on everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything's a bed when you're a cat.
If you want
like,
it, he's sleeping on it.
Check this out. This is cool as hell, though. Look at that.
Oh, you lucky bastard!
Ooh.
Oh, that is
Look how
cool.
cool that is.
Dang.
That is the
deck with Tony Hawk on it.
That's the exclusive skate deck, the birdhouse skate deck. That's
now
cool.
here's the thing. I don't skate, and I'm trying to think. So I offered it to Jack because I was like, not that Jack skates,
because
but I
Jack
just feel like it's
skates.
something Jack would like.
You can mount those. I mean, like I've even like. Here's a skate
It's a
deck
baby
right here. I have
See? It's
the skate deck from the X Games. From I hosted a thing at the X Games with Tyler Cove a few years back, and I'm like, oh, it's a cool piece, and ultimately I want to mount it on my wall somewhere. So
yeah. So I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, this is a Jack thing. But also, Jack gave me a while back a baseball bat from Far Cry 5. It was like a Far Cry 5 themed bat. He was like, do you want this? I was like, yes, I do. Like, so I have that in my house.
Yeah.
Because I love that thing.
This home defense sponsored by
Dude, I have that Achievement Hunter katana sword next to my bed.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's my last line of defense. I'll just start chopping somebody. That thing is sharp as fuck. Those golden swords.
Yeah, they are, man.
They are crazy sharp. I have it like behind my nightstand in the corner of my bed where most normal people would have a bat. There's just a sword there.
it's just unsheathed.
Encased. Yeah,
Already
it's like,
ready to go.
they have those shotgun beds. Have you
Locked
seen those?
and loaded. Yeah.
Where it's like the headboard. I'm going to do that with the sword. Where you just tap it and then a fucking sword falls out and I cut my own head off by accident. I tap it and just fucking decapitates
And your head in a
me.
jar from Futurama. Be awesome.
Yeah.
There you go.
Would love that.
Oh man, it is raining in Austin right now, which is so welcome.
Alert.
I am enjoying it. I love thunderstorms.
And I do feel a little bad because I can see from the front of my house. So Katie has a candle company and she makes candles and all that stuff. She did a massive reorder where literally we have a pallet of glasses in our garage, and today a pallet of wax is showing up. So the FedEx freight guy showed up and his hydraulic liftgate broke. And so it was like, I'm going to call the mechanic. And so like it's like literally a ton of wax, like 2,000 pounds of wax.
Whoa.
And so we put it on there and he's like, oh, it's not working. He's like, that's weird. And he's like, I'm calling the mechanic. And so we're like, okay, we'll be inside, ring the doorbell. And he's like, I got it down. Like you came back and he's like, I got it down. So we got it in the garage. And then, and now he's just parked in our front, like in front of our house. And I guess the guy hasn't shown up yet. And he's like, I've got like 7 other deliveries to make today and I can't move. And it's like, oh, that blows.
Take him a sandwich or something.
Yeah, we gave him
Sure
we gave him some water,
watered and fed.
I can give him some alcohol or something. I don't know, but
You can just give him an empty cup.
No, he's about to. He's gonna go drive
no,
more.
that was a joke. I'm not
Just
going to
be
give him
like,
alcohol.
Hold the cup out.
Oh,
and get
zippy.
your own
Yeah,
damn
what a kitty
water.
cat.
Yep.
But
After a
feel
new
bad.
meal of plastic.
like the
What does
load up on the-
what does 2,000 pounds of wax look like?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Katie posted a photo, but I'll see if I can find it. But literally, it's a pallet that's like probably 6 feet tall. They're 45-pound boxes. She got 36 45-pound
That's a
boxes
lot.
of wax, and that'll make about 2,000 candles. And so,
I've still got the candle I got from them at RTX last year.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I got the apple, cinnamon apple, and so it's like maybe halfway done.
Nice.
So every now and then, now that we're getting back into the fall season, I've been lighten that up. It's got a little
Almost.
crackly wooden wick.
It's funny because like so right now, I use fall season coming up, and so Katie's like, well, I'm gonna do I'm doing a restock soon, so I gotta buy like my pumpkin spice and all this stuff, like cinnamon chai, and it's like all of that stuff is sold out. So like literally, she has no access to any like all of and like all the candle makers, all like the the Etsy candle maker stuff. Like, we can't find pumpkin spice anywhere; it's all gone. And so there's a scramble for fall scents right now. So
Who
she's
has
got
it?
It's almost like you got to order like
Who's
a
holding
season
it?
early.
big
Where is
pumpkin
it?
spice.
Where is
Cornering
it?
the market on
Oh,
pumpkin
no.
Let go.
spice. No, not you.
Kate. Oh God, Katie's here. Hello. Oh, she's dancing around on off topic. Oh
Hey.
God. Oh, you want to say hello?
I didn't want to interrupt anybody. I just wanted to update you. The truck is still there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The lift gate is just like out at an angle, and it's just that point. And I just feel so bad for everyone else's deliveries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did this.
You
I
did
did
this.
This is my fault.
This is on you.
This is on me. So I think it was like 2,000 pounds of wax or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
2,000 pounds.
Yeah.
Couldn't stick with it. That's awesome though.
I couldn't. I had to max it out.
Mm.
All right. Anyway, hi, bye.
There you go.
Who was
Ka-
that?
I don't know. That was some person is in my house. It's
Jack, was
weird.
that the
Someone
FedEx
in your
driver?
house. I don't mean to alarm you.
I didn't. That's why I just let her talk. She maybe would leave if I don't look her in the eye. Yeah. Anyway, and it's raining
did.
now, so whenever a mechanic does show up, that'll be fun for them.
I have been sucking these down lately.
Oh, yeah?
man.
Yeah.
Oh, they shaved off a couple more calories, I see.
Were they more than this? Were they 100? What were
They
they?
were 100.
Oh,
don't know.
I'll tell you, they did because they sure shaved off some of the flavor. But
Oh, is it really not
they're
great?
good. It's fine. It's not bad. It's just not bold. It's very like this is mostly seltzer.
Is
And
that pineapple you got
It's a
there?
claw. Yeah, it's a pineapple claw.
I will say
I peeped them at the gas station and I picked them up.
Austin Eastsiders has a pineapple, and oh man, it's
Yeah,
good.
well, I was-
Ooh, I know
that's-
it's
that's
not.
where-
It's different, but
That's where I came from. I came from the Eastsiders pineapple. That's way better than this. But that's also a real drink that's terrible for you. It's like filled with sugar and calories and
Oh,
shit.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I just tried this just because I love pineapple, and I was like, oh, pineapple. And for a 70 calorie, like zero sugar drink, it's good. The Eastsiders is definitely a more refreshing beverage, but this is just like drinking water where it's got like a hint of alcohol and a hint of pineapple. And it's not enough where I sit back and go, like I do with Eastsiders, but it is tasty. I do like
It's a
it.
gateway drink.
And it's a gateway drink. I could suck down 4 of these and like my belly's not full and I don't. It's a weird threshold where, it says it's got 3.7% alcohol, and the Eastsiders isn't much more. I don't think it's 5. I think
Was
it's
it always 3.7?
4.5.
Where did that go down to?
Couldn't
It was
tell you.
5.
I couldn't tell you, but the Eastsiders is definitely somewhere around 4 or 5. And if I drink 2 of those in my state now of not really drinking, I'm like, ooh, I'm getting a little sleepy. I drink 2 drinks and I take a nap. I drink 4 of these and I'm just like, is there alcohol in here? Because it's still, the math should add up. It's less, but I've drank 4 of these and I think it's just water at this point and they're just lying because it
Could be.
somehow
You
the
can get away with
seltzers, it's just
Could be.
processing the alcohol out. So like a sucker, I'm just paying for overpriced pineapple water. Drinks at the gas station are not cheap, man. They're like $10 for a 6-pack or
Yeah.
more.
I feel like they
$12.
buy it at the
Yeah,
price
they
that
just-
we should be buying it,
they
and
just-
then they resell it
They just walk over
like a middleman.
They walk over to Walmart and buy it there.
Mm-hmm.
They don't sell Eastsiders at Walmart.
Mm.
Well, it's a West Side location, you see.
Yeah, it
They
could
got it
be,
at Costco though. They got Austin Eastsiders at Costco. That's where
It's
I
like
got mine.
it's definitely big enough where it's clearly like a chain deal thing. Like they might have them at the Heb. I think the Heb's got Eastsiders, but then depending
Sometimes,
on
yeah.
where you go is what flavor they have. Pineapple's
Yeah,
the best. It's the best
H-
flavor for sure.
HEB is interesting because like it's so regionally based. Like different stores will have different materials based on where you're at.
Mhm.
And so are different things based on where you're at. So yeah, you get those like, you go to Club HEB down by campus and it's like you're gonna get a lot of alcohol there. They got a lot of booze there. But you go somewhere like in the suburbs and like, the selections, they're gonna have more wine but less beer. So it's interesting. And I would love to see the person who does logistics for that shit. Like That's got to be
It
tricky.
must be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like that's a huge logistical nightmare.
Speaking of
Yeah.
HEB, did you see the president of HEB said mail-in voting should be a thing?
Oh, Mr.
Butts?
Butts?
Yeah.
Mr.
I think it's Jonathan Butt. I think is his name.
Jonathan
Or-
B.
Jonathan
Butts.
Yeah, it's
but
Butt.
yeah. So I guess the mayor of Houston is he's pushing for universal mail-in ballots, where everyone gets a ballot. You can choose whether or not to use it. And of course, because that, it makes more people want to vote. Certain other groups don't want that to happen. So he came out and said like, oh no, like having universal mail-in ballots would be a good thing. And like came out and said, yeah, we should do this.
Yeah.
Like, so I was like, good on you. I like HEB. Get that Creamy Creations ice cream. Cause Bluebell tried to kill people. Well, they did kill people. Excuse me. They didn't try to kill people. Creamy Creations, the way to go.
I don't think they tried. They just did.
They did and covered it up. That was the big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they went, sorry, we fixed it.
And then they killed somebody else.
And
I
then
think.
Texans
Yeah.
rushed back in. They said, I don't
Oh,
care.
yeah.
I
They
want
did.
my creamy
They
ice.
did. There was a
Yeah.
Listen,
there's
they
a,
got that banana pudding ice cream. Ooh.
Okay,
There's
well, hold
a,
on a
uh,
second. I might be in.
there's a
might risk
barbecue
it.
place that I go to that they have ice cream there. You can get, they do pies and stuff because it's barbecue, but they'll like slap some ice cream on your pies. And I guess they had Bluebell. So they were like, whoa, we don't have Bluebell because they're killing people. We get this other ice cream. The second that was over, in huge signage, they're like, Bluebell's fucking back. We got it back. And everybody's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I love it. They love it here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, it's a Texas company. Everyone's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I'm born and raised in Texas and I'm never eating Bluebell again. Like they straight up lied about killing people. They killed people and straight up lied about why these people died. And it's like, no, I'm good.
What was it exactly again? I don't remember. Was it like
it was
food poisoning
It
or?
was listeria. So they got listeria into some of their batches, which apparently like somehow that, I don't know exactly what it does, but it was the cause of death in like 7 people. And then they're like, oh, we're gonna clean, we're gonna like wipe out or completely clean all these facilities, and supposedly they did, and then like another person died after it happened. So it's like,
Jeez.
yeah. I don't know the specific details, but I know people died because Bluebell lied. That sounds
Ryan.
Nice,
That's
Ryan.
like,
Nice
yep.
Dr.
Yeah.
The morbid
Now you got a
Dr.
slogan
Seuss.
for your
Yeah.
campaign, and
Johnny Cochran here. Bluebell lied and people died.
This episode of Off Topic is brought to you by Cuts. I'm a simple man. I like a nice, soft, and lightweight t-shirt, something I can relax in, but too often shirts end up in horrible conditions, shrinkage, break-in neck, color fade, stretching, you name it. It's going to happen, especially if you settle for basic tees. Enter Cuts Clothing. In 2016, Stephen Borelli was struggling to find the perfect t-shirt. He wanted something that had enough quality to be worn professionally at work, but have some style. No matter where he looked, nothing fit the bill, so he took matters into his own hands. The result was a product you could be proud to wear anytime, anywhere, without sacrificing comfort. Cuts Clothing has 3 main principles: fit, fabric, and function. Their shirts are athletic with a tailored-looking fit, which is perfect for work, a date, and everything in between. They're pre-shrunk, wrinkle-free, and retain shape over time, and their custom-engineered Pika Pro fabric can be described only as buttery soft. That's why Cuts is the only shirt worth wearing, loved by your favorite athletes, entrepreneurs, and even podcast hosts. It seems like everyone is wearing Cuts these days. Get 15% off your first order by going to cutsclothing.com/offtopic. That's cutsclothing.com/offtopic for 15% off the only shirt worth wearing.
So speaking of people with gruff voices, Robert Pattinson, almost said Robert Pattinson, got
That would be
COVID.
fun.
The dum-dum.
Jeez.
The dum-dum.
Well, it's not, listen, it's not like he went out mining for it.
I think
Have
he
you
did.
did you read
I mean,
that
maybe
article?
he did.
Did you read the article where he like blew up his kitchen?
No.
So it was like
What?
right at the start of the COVID lockdown. I guess they're filming Batman, I think in Scotland or somewhere in Europe right now. And so like this, I think GQ or Vanity Fair, someone did an interview with Robert Pattinson via Skype or Zoom or whatever it was. And Robert Pattinson like spent the majority of the conversation trying to sell this guy on like cup pizza, like pizza in a cup. And he was like, oh, this is my new thing. I'm going to do it. And he's like, this is how I make it. And like, he rolled up somehow like pizza in a thing, and it was like in a metal cup, and he put it in the microwave. And the guy on the Skype call was like, hey, don't do that, man.
He's like, listen, I'm
He's
a
like,
pizza cup professional.
he's like,
Let
you-
me
he's
show you.
you can't put metal in a microwave. And the guy's like, and Pattinson's like, no, that's fine. I've done it before. And he's like,
Weird.
okay. And then like started it, immediately blew up the microwave. And then he was like, oh, that's weird. And just like turned it off. And then literally like picked up his laptop and just walked away and continued the conversation. It's like,
That's amazing.
what is going on with this? So
That's why I hate
interesting.
when I hate when you get fast food that wraps their sandwiches with like a tin foil thing because you can't reheat it in there.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to
Like,
pull it out.
You got to pull it out there. It's
And
like
Robert-
'cause some will do half and half, where it'll be like paper, but then the inside is lined with it, and it'll fight each other, and then the metal part just lights the paper part on fire.
And then they
Yeah,
work
good.
together to.
And before we
Carry
get
your
too
kitchen.
far away, I should say he's not a dum-dum for catching COVID. Millions of people have caught COVID. I mean, he's
He's a dum dum
What-
for putting
what-
metal in a microwave. though,
exactly.
For sure.
He's kind of a weird dude. Is more in my head. That's
in
where
general,
I came to
he's
that.
a dum dum.
If you get
Not for the
COVID,
COVID thing.
you're not a dum-dum.
Yes.
I'm sure like you can catch COVID and not have any idea how the hell you got it. So anyway, before we get into the whole Jack thinks Robert Pattinson's an idiot because of COVID, no, I think he's a dum-dum because of what he does. So there we go.
Sniping all of my
Not because
clickbait
God,
articles, man.
I
What am I
know,
supposed to
I
write
know.
about now?
So there's people going to be listening
I
to the
wonder-
podcast, hear that, and be like, "I've got to flame this," and then it's like, "Oh, there's an
Yeah.
apology. I'm not going
Dead.
to fix it."
No, yeah, they want your blood now.
Yeah.
Get that.
They
blood.
and they halted filming of Batman too, and I think they were
Yeah.
supposed to be getting back up soon. So I'm sure
I
that
think they
won't
just
happen now.
started. That was the whole thing.
Well,
Well, I
time to
hope he
stop
does
again.
okay. Because I know now he's got it. Jack, you just like that was the first time I heard about it. I know The Rock yesterday, an article
Yep.
came out that his whole family has it. It's really unfortunate. I hope and just because they're famous, it doesn't matter. Whoever's got it, I hope people pull through. Like this is
Well, you remember who
fucking
got
long
it first?
overdue,
Like,
man. I just want to
Tom
done
Hanks.
with this.
Tom Hanks was like the
Yep.
first person who came down with it. It was
He
like,
was in
oh, God,
Australia.
Yeah.
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 So
He and his wife got it in Australia, and it was like that was crazy because like at that point we didn't. I mean, not that we fully understand it now, but we understood so much less about it even.
yeah.
So as soon as we
Right.
heard it, we were like, I don't know what this means. Like, something's
Right.
gonna happen to him. And he was fine. He beat it. You know, he got sick and then he healed up. But
It's spooky
ugh.
stuff.
It's
There's a lot of
spooky,
things we still
dude.
don't know about it, about
Yeah.
the long-term repercussions, like, because when you have a virus, just because, like, it affects your lungs specifically and that's how it attaches to you and affects you, it's in all of your system. It's in all of your body. And so, like, you have no idea, like, we still don't, at least yet, know the repercussions on, like, your heart muscles. Apparently, it weakens your heart. And there's going to be long-term effects that we might not know about for a while.
Yep. So
Yeah.
don't get it. Don't get it.
Don't get it.
Wear a
If
mask.
someone-
precautions.
And if you do
Yeah.
get it, keep in mind that a lot of people do get it and have very minor symptoms. That happens, it's
or
just
no
like,
symptoms.
or none. Like, but I mean,
Right.
like, don't bank on that. Never bank on that. Be like, I'll be
Also,
one
listen,
of
like-
the ones who are fine because you don't
Yeah,
know.
like,
You might not
there's
be.
getting it,
you know?
but there's also giving it. You can't
Right.
you can't get it without someone giving it. And so
Right.
like that's the other
Yeah.
side that we don't really pay attention to. So anyway, it's been months. We know COVID.
Yeah, we've all
you
been
know
through
it.
this.
Everyone's
Just-
been through it. Did you know about this COVID thing?
What?
Dude, it's crazy.
Anyway,
It's
Hey,
crazy.
do you,
Go on.
you know what? Also, so you should wear a mask. You know what you shouldn't do is you shouldn't vote twice.
yeah.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hold on a
Jack,
second.
If,
Why
Jack,
not?
if anyone says,
Don't do
"Hey,
that.
mail in your vote and then go vote anyway," don't do that. That's super illegal.
No,
So-
If you
you're
get caught
testing
doing
the
that, You're in
system.
big trouble.
You're testing the system.
so
You
no
go,
matter-
you
no matter who
verify.
tells you
That's
to
what
do that,
No one
don't
would
do
say
that.
Nobody would
Don't-
say that.
No,
one
yeah,
would
no
say
one
that
would be
ever.
no one would be that stupid
Here's what
to
you
be
do.
like, "Hey, just mail in a vote and then
that's
go vote anyway."
That's a federal
That would
crime,
be-
is it not?
That's a federal offense.
It's
You
a
will go to jail
long
for
time.
that.
It's
Well,
a long
so-
time in jail.
That
No matter
depend
what
on the state.
complete
We don't know.
moron, no matter what complete stupid moron would ever say something like that, don't do it. So those of you in North Carolina, if you may have heard that a complete idiot, stupid moron said, "Hey, vote twice or mail in your vote, then go vote," don't listen to that
Sounds like
person.
you're
Here's
talking
what
about
you
Robert
do.
Pattinson.
Here's what you
moron.
do. Yeah, this is
Probably
Robert
puts
Pattinson.
metal
People
in
are,
microwaves.
Twilight people are gonna come back for you, man. You
Probably.
escaped it, and now you're right back in. Here's
Well,
what you do.
he like crapped all over Twilight,
Yeah,
right?
he did.
Like,
yeah, he hates
yeah.
it. Yeah, he hates it.
He took
You-
a pretty big stinker on it. Yeah.
Yeah, but he liked it though, which is what he wasn't like, I hate this and it ruined my life. He was like, I hate this and I'm fucking rich I mean,
Yeah.
like, he didn't, there was no like ill will towards it. He was always laughing about it. Like, it was just ridiculous. This is so stupid. It doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense. But it didn't like, you know, obviously didn't like typecast him. He's done tons of stuff.
He's done some weird stuff too.
What's the thing people don't like? If you just think of Robert Pattinson as, you know, like being in Twilight, he does a lot of, you know, not indie movies, but like weird, not huge blockbuster movies.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's been acting since Twilight, and probably before that. I mean,
Was it?
you know,
What did
Harry
he do before
Potter.
Lighthouse? Like he did. It was the Safdie brother movie. The guys who did Uncut Gems, right?
Yes, I believe so. I don't know the movie, but I know them just because I watched.
Oh, yeah, Good Times.
Speech from
Good Times. That one. Yeah.
Right?
So he did Good Times, which was the guys who did. Yeah. He went on to do Uncut Gems. I think. I'm pretty sure that's him. He's made a lot of shit.
It's I thought it was
Good,
Girls,
It's
right?
called Good Time, is what it was called.
Oh, I weemsed it. Put an S at the end.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's.
Whereas, like I say,
That's
my dad
Whodunit.
makes everything possessive. Everything is owned. Like, so, like, there's Kroger is a grocery store back in Indiana and then
Yep.
Midwest, and he says Kroger's.
Mhm.
Like everything is something apostrophe. S.
Well, Kroger owns it. It's his.
Mr. You know what?
Kroger.
You're not wrong.
Um,
It's still a family business, maybe.
I just want to say, before we get off the mail-in voting, because people want to hear us talk about that. Here's
Sure.
what you mail-in vote, then you go to the polls. You don't vote. You just ask around. You say, "Hey, do you have my vote? Here's my ID. Can I vote?" And if they say yes, you go, "Gotcha."
and then you slap some handcuffs on them.
Then he
Drag
says
'em out.
citizen's arrest.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't
Good
vote, you son of a
God.
bitch. The thing you want to do is when you constantly spread misinformation and propaganda about voter fraud is promote voter fraud.
Yeah.
That's what you want to do. Watch out for voter fraud. Here's what you should do. Try to vote twice.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well,
Questioning.
that being said, before we get too far, we're still talking about voting. So right now, all of Rooster Teeth is supporting something called gamers.vote. So if you aren't registered to vote or you're not sure if you're registered to vote, go to gamers.vote or gamers.vote/register, and you can find out more information on voting. We're very, very much pushing right now for people to make sure you're registered to vote. And when voting comes up, which is next month,
Yeah.
literally, there's some states that start voting next month in October. Make sure you're good to go. Because again, if you're new to it, I know we have a younger audience sometimes. If you're going to be 18 on November 3rd, when election day is, so even if you're 17 now, but you're going to be 18 by election day, you can register to vote right now and still be able to vote on election day. But that being said, you have to register. You can't, and in a lot of states, you can't show up day of and just go vote. Some you can, but there are others that you cannot. So anyway, go to gamers.vote, make sure that you're good to go, and then you can vote. It's there you go. Boom. We got some lower thirds there for you watching live. Anyway, it's very, very important. Now if you don't like what's going on in the United States right now, you need to go vote. Or, you know, if you're happy with it, go vote. I don't care. Go vote. It's all about getting more people out there.
It's incredibly
to vote.
important. It's so
Yes.
important. Like, so many people don't vote, and it actually matters. You say you don't live in a
Yeah.
swing state. I don't give a
Yeah.
shit. Go fucking
Yeah.
vote. It literally does matter. We've seen elections from small all the way up to the presidency made by a countable number of votes. So yes,
Yeah.
please exercise your right. Go be heard, regardless of what side you are. Go vote.
Yeah,
and I love the fact
absolutely.
that there was some thunder striking there as you were making that point. It
Yeah,
sounded
my
very
dog
ominous, Jack.
freaked out. I had to like calm him down. I was like, no, it's okay.
Yeah,
it's all right.
I'm
my
sure-
my dog is vibrating somewhere.
Yeah.
She
I'm
hates
sure
thunder.
this differs
pets.
with every state, but I've multiple times over the past couple of years go, "Am I registered? Is that still good?" Most states you could just Google it. You go to a fucking homepage and it'll
Yup.
be like, "Give me this information." Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Or it'll be like,
Yeah.
"No, you're not. You should register."
And
So,
some people.
it's very easy to check if you're.
And some people
registered or
think
not.
too that you have to have your voter registration card. That's not true. You don't have to have that card in order to vote. You can actually, I mean, yeah. And I would highly, highly, highly recommend you vote early. A lot of states will do early voting.
Oh yeah.
Usually 2 weeks. I think most states have extended now due to COVID because they want to thin out the crowds. If you wait to the last minute on election day, if you do wait, I mean, there's going to be a line most likely. So bring water, maybe bring a snack, and be prepared to
Bring
wait
a mask.
because. Yeah. And even when polls close on election day, when polls close, if you're in line legally, you still get the right to vote. So if you happen to be in line and like if you get in line at 7:59, polls close at 8, you're still you'll have to wait, but you can still vote and your vote will still count. So can't stress enough how important voting is. And
yeah, be prepared because lines they might be longer than usual too, because there might be less places to vote this year than there would normally be, just because of like safety concerns and stuff like that. So it just means the places that are open have longer lines. So you got to be prepared for that.
Anyway,
research, stay informed, vote. I know this is an increasing trend. Maybe it's as I grow older, I see it more or what, but like, I know some people just don't vote because they don't want to vote for A or don't want to vote for B. Listen, like either way, someone's going to be picked, whether it's the presidential election or local. So it's important that you do your research to figure out which way aligns best with your theology and the way you want to see your state and country represented. All right.
There you go.
I won't harp on it anymore, but it is truly incredibly important.
So, there we go. There's a whole bunch of information there. Go to vote.gov. You can put your state and follow the instructions because again, every state is different. There are some general guidelines that are federal, but state by state bases are different. So anyway, I know we're harping on this a whole lot, but voting is crazy important. And again, if you're not happy with how things are going, now's your opportunity to change stuff. If you are happy how things are going, great, vote for it. I don't care. Just vote. That's all I want. I just want people to vote. So anyway, all right. That's enough of that. I'm good.
I've been binge watching Love Island season 2. And
damn.
Boy, do I love indulging in people's drama. But but is it exhausting? Do you guys watch any of that?
Is Love Island, is that the one that's currently taking place in Vegas?
I forgot there's an American one. I've been watching.
Okay, because Jeff was telling me there's a show, one of those garbage shows that he watches. They're doing a new season right now, which is usually like on an island, but instead they just rented like this rooftop pool in Vegas. And Jeff and I actually went to an event there for a charity thing once, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that was the place we were at." And so he's like watching it, knowing what that is. So I don't know what show that is. I'm sure someone in chat does though. So
yeah, there's a lot, and they're brainless, mindless things, but it's something to turn your brain off of at the end of the day and just kind of like mellow out to, unless you indulge too much in the drama, in which case it could probably just keep you stressed and anxious, and then I have to turn it off. But yeah, it's one of those trash shows I've just been really enjoying lately.
I enjoy trash shows. I don't usually do reality trash shows. Like I watched Desperate Housewives when that was on. That's a good trash show. I like that crap, but like scripted crap. But
scripted crap. Nice.
I haven't really done it as much less. I just don't have the time. Yeah, I want to actually watch something I want to watch now. You know, like shit. In my like late teens, early 20s, I had nothing but time up the ass, and I'd watch every piece of shit I could find. And now I'm like, I still like trash shows, but it's like why I fell off of Riverdale. People that say it's actually good, it isn't. It's a good trash show. It's not a real good show. Jeff thinks it's a good show. It's not. It's a good trash show. I just can't. I don't have the time to like keep up with trash shows just because it's trash. Like there's something inherently funny about it. Yeah. And like you want to, first of all, you need somebody else to watch it too. You can't I can't get satisfaction out of a trash show by myself. I need to watch it with someone else and be like, can you believe this fucking trash? And I'm like, oh my God.
Right.
That
like
guy
Barbara
killed
and I
that
will
guy.
sit there and just complain about the idiocy that happens sometimes.
Right. You complain about it, you bitch about it, but like that's the enjoyment. But now I just don't have the time for that. I just want to watch something good.
When I say trash shows, I should probably say disposable shows. Like not necessarily like the people on it are trash or anything, but it shows us like you kind of watch and just immediately forget about it. It's like, oh yeah, okay, whatever, it doesn't bother. Like American Pickers. I never watched that show, but every time I go to my parents' house, they've got it on. And it's just two guys.
Same way.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's like, and then I'll sit there and I'm like, I just watched 3 episodes of this thing, and like I have no idea what
they're in a truck and they're like, "We got another one," and they drive.
I'm gonna buy that Coca-Cola sign for $5.
Well, what would you sell that by for? It's not for sale. And you go, "Oh man, they didn't get it," and then they move on.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd call that. I wouldn't call that a trash show. Those are like popcorn shows where it's just something's on,
like the binges.
But like to me, trash show is like CW dramas are literally trash. In that like it's cliched, everyone's beautiful, they're supposed to be teenagers, but the actors are 35 years old.
Yeah.
Like I have a very clear mental image in my head of what a trash TV show is, but I enjoy it because I know all of those things. It's like a show that it's like this isn't Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is a good show. It's like well written, and you're like, oh my God. It's shows that are like they try to be that show, or maybe they don't try and they're just like, yeah, but instead of building the plot for 3 episodes, we could just have people fuck.
This is
What
a
about
beautiful
that?
Sketchington in chat just said trash shows are the soap operas of Gen Z. I think that's
Yeah,
a perfect way to
that's a good way.
describe it.
I
That's a
think
good way to
that's
put it. I like
you
that.
know, and again, I mean, I would even say millennials. I mean, again, there's plenty of trash shows that I watched when I was a teenager.
Yeah, we're not watching General Hospital anymore. Like that's a like
Oh, man.
as the days of our lives.
I
That's not a
I
thing.
never watched it, but I'm pretty sure one of those shows is Grey's Anatomy. It's a trash show because it's like you think it's about people working at a hospital or whatever, but they're all just like fucking each other, and it's all just like interpersonal drama and all that, and it's like 50 seasons long, and it just never ends. This episode of Off Topic is brought to you by Lumen. You know me. I hope you know me. I'm Michael. I'm the host of this show. I'm a busy lad, and I'll admit sometimes I overlook things. I wake up, I shower, I brush my teeth, and I'm on my way. You really got to do at least that much. But I always overlooked my skincare. And here's the cold, hard truth, guys. Your skin has needs. If you want it to look as good as possible for as long as possible, you need to address them now. We get it. You might not know where to start, but there's a company that's taken all of the guesswork out of it. Lumen. Lumen is on a mission to help give men the amazing skin they deserve through high-quality, expert-created products delivered right to their door. All of their products are formulated specifically for men's skin and made to target skin issues with maximum efficacy using top-notch ingredients like charcoal, green tea extract, and vitamin C. And it's not just about looking good. It's about feeling good. You need good skin health, especially as you get older, to prevent long-term damage. I've been using it. I got I use the exfoliating rub and the charcoal cleanser. And then, before I go to bed at night, pop on that moisturizing balm. The moisture, the balm, it's all there. Even if you have no idea where to begin, Lumen makes it so easy to find the right skin management system for you. Choose from different skin concerns to address, or just pick up a simple starter pack for free. You deserve to look and feel your best, and here's where you start. Go to lumenskin.com/offtopic to get a 1-month free trial of everything you need to start your skincare journey at home. That's lumenskin.com/offtopic to get your first month free. Lumen Skin, don't skim on your skin, because it's lumenskin.com/offtopic. Yeah, I don't have time for it.
I never watched Grey's Anatomy, but I've heard a lot about it. I watched House, and there was definitely a point where that show went from like really solid episodes to it kind of started to fall into that territory where it's like, all right, now there's a lot of interpersonal drama because you're so invested in these characters. Now they're all banging each other, and House is over here, and he's got a lot of issues that he's struggling with.
He's a drug addict.
He's doing surgery on his own leg, and like it's like one of those shows that definitely started to extend itself into like a different territory.
Right,
where would you place I think it's called The Society. Was that what it was on Netflix, Michael?
Yes. I would say that's a little close. Like, that skirts the line. I think it's actually like a good show, but it's definitely got tons of trashy tropes.
Well, was that different from was The Ring? What was the other one where it was like the people in the hotel and they were like doing social media stuff?
Oh no, that's a reality show. This is a scripted show.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
The Circle. The Circle. We're talking about.
Yes,
Society
that's a reality
was
show.
Society, like
It's a drama.
The elevator pitch is that all these teens head out on a bus to go on this high school trip or whatever it was.
That's what it
the
was.
road is blocked off or cut off or destroyed. So they turn around, come back to town. Everyone's gone. All the parents are gone. You don't know what happened. It's kind of like Lost meets like teen drama, like Riverdale, if I were to, put it together. So yeah, it's decent. It's got a good hook. I need season 2 to come along, and I hope they don't do the
soon.
Lost thing. Oh, really? Awesome.
Yeah.
I hope they don't do the Lost thing where it just draws out, and then the answers end up being very ethereal, and you're like, what's going on?
Another show that came out, I think right before The Society, very similar name, The Order, fucking garbage.
Order.
That show I've watched 2 seasons of. That you watch 1 episode and I'm like, oh, this is bad. This is a bad show. Episode 2, let's go. And that's about like witches. It's about witches and werewolves and shit, and it's not good.
Michael,
like, again,
that mentality is
I love it. I love it.
So
I'm just like,
relatable, though.
like the main actor, I'm like, oh, it's just like his lines are so off, and he doesn't know how to curse right. And they toned it down in season 2. Like, the guy's swearing constantly, but it just sounds like a 10-year-old who just learned how to swear. He's just like saying fuck, like when it doesn't make sense, like in the middle of it. Like, it sounds hypocritical coming from me, but I'm telling you, it's like the guy, the actor, didn't swear, and they're like, nah, you gotta swear in these scenes, and he's like, okay, and he just did it, and it just doesn't land. Like I said, there's a part where one of the main actors, it's a whole fucking thing, and she's like a witch and all this shit or whatever, but it's a montage of her doing like witchcraft, and it involves her like she's just like diving into somebody's dream, and she keeps getting kicked out of the dream. So it's a montage of her being startled awake. And like in that montage, it's like, oh, I'm scared. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm that. And then she wakes up and goes, holy fuck balls. And I was like, oh, that's a line. They filmed that and they put it in.
I know what you're saying.
I watched it and went, ugh, I love it.
Oh, wait a minute. The chat is saying that Society was canceled last week.
Was it really?
Yeah.
The Achievement Hunter curse.
Well, they've already
we
filmed
killed it.
season 2, though.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Oh, someone said COVID killed it.
Good smell.
Damn.
No, that show was good. See, that bums me out. That was a good hook, and we didn't get to it. There was some definitely trash elements, like trash element of the Society, the main like bad kids.
Dude, Jeremy, I'm smelling what you're smelling.
Rate it. What is
I
it?
did
Give it
that.
a rating.
Oh, dude, that's
was a
an
good
8
one.
out of 10 right there.
All
All right,
Is that
10.
new
Gavin and I
podcast,
used
Smell
to sniff
Jam.
Gavin and I used to sniff
Early
all the
copy
games
smell
we got.
too.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
Nose
did that.
jam.
I did that like unironically. Like I just unwrapped it, like, you know, while you guys were talking about TV.
Oh,
So I like unwrapped
man.
it and like popped it open and just instinctively went, yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Because I don't get
Oh.
physical copies of games anymore. So that feeling. Ooh.
You know what they need to do is they need to, like, when you pre-order or buy a digital copy, they need to just send you a scratch and sniff that has that whole nostalgia packed in smell. It's this the smell of mom taking you back home from EB Games, and you go, the manual that I'll never read.
Yep.
And then you just keep smelling that plastic.
I know there's no manual in here, unfortunately. So I'll never know that again.
No,
I know, dude. Just that
The
feeling.
manual is how you indulged in the game before you got home.
I'm
Yeah,
talking
I'm in
about.
the
I'm yelling
world.
about
You're
the
mad about
Society.
Yeah.
Oh well,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm still right. Like
They changed. They
Really?
snip snapped. They renewed it, and then they went.
Yeah.
No, we're not renewing it now.
I'm angry. I'm angry in
Oh,
the chat. I'm
man.
keeping it to the chat.
It was such a good
Gifts in the
build up. The
chat.
finale was not great
Gifts in
though.
chat.
It's probably the thing I liked the least about the show. I thought the penultimate episode was really good, and the finale just sort of happened.
Yeah. It was also a
and
real
it just-
edging.
It went, boop.
Now, Katie and I are watching.
God damn it!
We're currently watching His Dark Materials. So we're on the last episode of that, and that's actually pretty
I
damn
liked
good.
it. I like that show. I watched
Yeah.
it.
I never read The Golden Compass. I never watched the original movie or anything, but like this show has been really good, and the CGI is incredible. Like the bear is amazing on that show.
Barrington.
Yeah,
Bear
and so
Barrington,
I
Bear
think
Bear, or whatever his name is.
Paddington, I think is his
His
name.
name's like Yorick Bear Bear. or
Paddington
some shit.
Bear.
It's like it's like Yorick Bryanston or something. Anyway, but it's a good show and I like it. But we're on the last episode now, so I was like, but season 2 of that is
ended
coming
a while ago. So
Yeah,
we're probably
yeah.
halfway to season 2 at least.
Yeah, which is kind of nice. And so we can. And also speaking of season 2, Mandalorian's coming back next month.
Yeah,
Next
Just-
month?
Yeah, it's like
Whoa.
October 30th. or
Trevor
something.
said.
Yeah. And also, Mulan comes out
I'm
tomorrow.
excited.
I'm excited
Yes.
to watch Mulan.
Tomorrow?
Yes.
Really?
Yep. Mulan comes out tomorrow,
Mulan
Friday.
comes out tomorrow. Yeah, I'm thinking
So-
about movie night. Barbara's in the chat. We're gonna movie night tomorrow. Get
There you
some.
go.
I think you rented on Disney Plus, right?
Yeah, it's like
Or-
$30 on Disney Plus, and
Like a
then I
theater
think,
price.
but then I think they said it's going to go free on Disney Plus like December 1st or something like that. So if you
cool.
want to wait a few more months, you can.
Oh, wait.
But
I'm a millennial. I don't wait for
I
shit.
know.
I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to support it just because like it's unfortunate they had to do that. I mean, I get why they're doing it, but it's not going to make the amount of money it should have made in theaters. I
Sure.
would have seen it. I would have seen it in theaters. So like
Yeah,
I'm going to go out of my way to be. I will pay for this because this is something that is a theater release of a film that I'm going to see in my
I bet
house.
the Alamo would have made some good food for that movie.
Oh yeah.
man.
I forgot about the themed menu. Why'd you have to say that?
Right, the themed menus, man.
What
That's
would they
my
have done
favorite
for
part of
Tenet?
movies.
How would they make
Well-
the food the same forwards and backwards?
What?
Tenet. For Tenet.
Oh, for Tenet.
Tenet.
Oh,
Sorry, I think I got
what?
muddled in.
Mulan?
Sorry. No, Tenet comes out.
Naloom?
And it's out already.
Maybe they have like a.
Now?
They
Yeah,
have
Tenet's
like a,
out.
what they
Damn.
could do, Tenant, they could release like a what is it, upside or pineapple upside down shot or something. That could be your
dude.
drink to go along with it.
All right,
Ooh.
food palindromes. Let's see.
Did you see Did anybody see Gavin's slow-mo video he did for
I
Tenant?
did actually.
I always want
sponsored,
to. I always
or
want to
was
say
that-
Tenant. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, like David Tennant.
Tenant. There's
Tenet.
no second N in there.
It's the same.
Um,
Palindromes,
I
man.
watched that video, and what I like is I get like an extra satisfaction out of watching videos, like slow-mo guys, because like we know Gavin. You know, there's like we have the advantage of watching something and then going to him and talking to him about it.
Mhm.
And I watched that video, and my first thought was, "Oh, this must have been a fucking pain in the ass to film."
Yeah, dude.
Because the whole video is like, wait, what order did he film this in? And it's not just like, oh, he did it in reverse. It's like back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Mhm.
And I talked to him shortly after that, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that pissed me off, and then this pissed me off, and then this thing went wrong, and then that thing went wrong." And I was like, even without you telling me that, I knew that, and I got extra enjoyment out of watching it, which is probably not
Nice.
what a lot of people that watch slow-mo guys videos get. But
I
was like,
appreciate that extra, knowing that extra effort went into it. I appreciate all that.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
nice
he
because
said, he said it was like
the-
he had to write it all down, and he was like,
well, because the
Yeah.
thing is, the majority of the slow mo guy stuff is like, okay, we're gonna do this one thing. Okay, now we're gonna show it in slow mo, and it's like it's fascinating, but it's like that's like the easiest thing. Like, so knowing
tell
he
you
had
though,
one
like-
that was tough, it's like, all right, yeah, there, put some work into it, you punk.
Yeah.
"Yeah,
I'll
dude,
tell you,
he's-
like-
I mean, when I think of
You
Gavin, I think
dog.
lazy idiot."
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
True
he has
skill.
a really nice camera. That's the
True
thing.
skill looks
Yeah.
seamless is the thing.
Yeah.
When you do
Yeah.
something really well and do it right, it looks like it was effortless. And they do have a good tendency to do that on slow mo. But this one was really involved. It was really
Remember,
cool to watch.
It
someone in
was-
chat said good Tenant food would be a hot dog because it looks the same on both sides. So like you could flip it around and eat it either way. I'm guessing
I like
it would-
that.
It's funny.
With that, you could say like a burrito too, and like something that's
Anything
like a nice.
that tastes the same coming up as it did going down.
Great.
You know, maybe that will work.
Well, I don't know who's testing that. I don't know.
I'll do
Well,
it.
that reminds me of Jimmy Neutron, where the dad eats the ice cream, and then he uses one of Jimmy's like inventions to reverse time, pull the ice cream back out, and go, and then he just kept doing that.
But I remember in that scene, like the last thing you see is his tongue go like, what? And it places the whole scoop back down. He's like, "Ah," and he like eats it again.
Yeah, Tenet,
yeah.
Tenet just came out for us, but it's been out, I think, at least in Australia. I know it's been out internationally for at least a week or so already, because I've seen a bunch of people have seen it already, and people are saying it good. Seen a lot of
excited.
positive feedback for the film. Yeah, I just rewatched Inception recently, which is
Oh, yeah.
like 10th anniversary, and I'm like, man,
10 years
I mean,
already?
I enjoyed it, but I think I enjoyed it more the second time watching it. It just it was a movie that I saw that I wasn't like, oh yeah, Inception, I love this movie, I'm gonna watch it. I just watched it, and as I watched it, I was just like, this is a really good movie. I forgot how good this is. It's long too, and it does not feel
Yeah.
that long. It's
Yeah.
almost 3 hours. It's like 240, 245. And
I'll tell you another movie that's like perfect for that is The Matrix. First of
Oh,
all,
yeah.
fantastic
First
film.
Matrix. First
yeah.
Matrix.
I would rewatch it 1,000 times just for the sake of it. But like you guys know me, I love conspiracy. I love like fan theories. I love all that sort of stuff. And so when people analyze The Matrix, there is a lot of metaphor and a lot of like whatever the word is. I'm losing it right now, but basically there's a lot of like hidden meaning within the movie and a lot of like Easter eggs throughout, and rewatching it again, knowing all that, it just like, it's such a deeper appreciation. I love watching a movie again for the second time after really analyzing it. It's and Inception's a perfect one to do that with too. With like, what was it? Is it Hal or Cal? Is that it? What Leonardo DiCaprio's character?
I think
Anyway,
it's
with his
Yeah.
ring being the totem rather
trying
than
to think
the
what
top.
they call him his last name. I'm trying to think what it is. It's Cobb.
Cobb. That's you're right.
Yeah.
It's Cobb. But
Who's
Yeah.
Cal?
Superman.
Cal is from Star Wars.
Kal-El.
Cal is from the new Star Wars.
Mm.
It's a brand of love.
Yeah, but just like one of those, and honestly, I didn't even go into the film with that. Just seeing the film itself and none of those deeper like researching it or anything like that. There's so much to pick up from because you're over the big mental hurdle of what is happening. Like I'm sure a lot of Tenant, I'll be like, what the fuck is happening? Just because of the way that it's just weird sci-fi. Not having that, seeing Inception the second time, even 10 years later, it was a lot easier to just like kind of absorb everything else that was happening and not wrap my mind around the whole Inception thing. And But I know one of the things that you're talking about that people were like, "Oh, that's not his totem," is that like the top isn't his totem, it's something else, and people think it's his wedding ring. And what's interesting about that is because people can come up with theories, and you can say the theory fits, but a lot of times a theory can fit having no inclination in the film. You know what I mean? You can kind of fill the gaps of a film with a theory that doesn't really like lend credence to the theory. Just like, yeah, I mean, that could be the thing, but that's purely out of the film. What kind of lends to the wedding ring thing is that he only wears it when he's dreaming, but he doesn't have it when he's awake.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right.
So I'm just like, oh, that's a cool thing. That's a physical thing that's in the film, that you can
Yeah.
kind of like, it's not just, I don't know, I made this up and it could be a thing. Like those are always more interesting to me.
Exactly. And I think that's why I love Nolan films so much, because he has just like a magnifying glass for detail, right? Like anytime you're looking at a frame, there's intent behind everything you're seeing. I love that. I really admire that skill.
This episode of Off Topic is brought to you by AT&T 5G and Samsung. Rooster Teeth is joining forces with Samsung and AT&T 5G to kick things off for our upcoming RTX at-home virtual event. RTX, have you heard of it? It's coming right to your home. We're creating a RWBY outdoor mural that you can add art to from your home using the Mark Augmented Reality app. Here's how you do it. You just download the Mark app right on your phone. Start creating your own RWBY art starting on September 5th through September 7th. Each night, fans' designs will be projected on the mural wall, and you can see yours come to life on social media. And if you're on the AT&T 5G network at home, you can access Plus mode through the Mark app, so you'll get the highest res video and crystal clear images to explore on the app. While you're at it, check out the new Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G powered by AT&T 5G. Just note, AT&T 5G requires compatible plan and coverage not in all areas. This device features cloud gaming available with the power of 5G, so you can try out cloud gaming with high-performance experiences. Brought to you via the newest Samsung devices, powered by AT&T 5G. The Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G also has a 120 Hz adaptive display. I know Alfredo is a big fan of that. He loves the Hertz. He loves the display. That'll automatically adjust the refresh rate according to the content you're viewing, as well as an intelligent battery that optimizes for your gameplay. And between 5G support, Wi-Fi optimization, and the advanced processor, you get a smooth gaming experience with virtually no lag. Lastly, don't forget to check out the S Pen. That's this guy right here. I got my phone sitting here. Look at this. You can doodle with it. You can take selfies with it. It's got a little picture button on here. It's sweet. And the Samsung Notes, you can doodle in Samsung Notes to create your own works of art. Or if you can't create works of art like me, you just scribble, scrabble, but you still have fun. Okay, you're still competing. So head on over to att.com/Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G to learn how you can get the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 5G for free, or the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G for $299.99 for a limited time. Click, click, click. Take those pics.
What was another one? I'm trying to remember which movie it was. I just saw it on Reddit today where it was Knives Out. I forget the director for that one.
Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, Ruin Johnson.
It was a brick.
But essentially, anytime you see it, again, this was on Reddit if you want to check it out, but anytime you see a clock in the movie, or anytime you see any timepiece in some way, it actually looks like you're in real time, like you're following along with the story as it would be progressing. And I think you feel that too, watching it, because you feel like, when they check the emails, when they go to I don't want to spoil anything, when they go to a certain location, etc. Like those kind of details or attention to detail is really cool, really impressive.
Yeah,
that was
that was a good movie.
That was a really good movie,
Mm-hmm.
and I really hope they make another one.
I think they are. Isn't it confirmed already?
Well, is it Benoit Blanc is Daniel Craig's character?
Right. That's all you need to do. Just give him another case.
Yeah,
you establish the world. You have him. Nobody else should be the same. Just give him a new case. Because it was like
around.
It was just like
great. That's the idea. It's like not Agatha Christie, like or Murder on the Orient Express.
Nancy Drew is what you want to say.
Like
Nancy Drew.
Who was the Murder on the Orient Express guy?
Wasn't that a book? Are you talking about the author?
No, the character,
the guy in
the detective, not Clouseau. That's Pink Panther.
Right.
Batman.
Sherlock Holmes.
It was the professor, right? Lupin? Was it him?
Yeah, it was Kenneth Branagh was the most recent one. He plays Hercule Poirot Hercule Poirot, French. That's
Gotcha.
Fiona.
Oh no, I was way off. My guess.
Anyway,
was
but
way off.
there's a whole series like that's a character that exists in many different films and books. And so if they do the same thing with Daniel Craig's character, I would be all about
Yeah.
that.
Knives Out was just great because it was such a like refreshing film of a nice like whodunit, you know, a new original, you know, screenplay of just like a whodunit that, you know, is in like people getting murdered in it, but also it's still like lighthearted. It's a lot of comedy in it. It like I don't know. It just perfectly balanced itself. It was a really enjoyable film. It was a great movie to see in a movie theater. I fucking love that movie.
It was perfect for following the clues along too. It was perfect for trying to decipher what was happening along with it.
And it's so rare nowadays to get a movie where it's like, I'm going to tell a complete story and put a bow on it and it's done. You know, like we have these cool characters we're going to do more in the future, but it's like, this is a complete thing. It's not part of a universe. It's not part of a series. It's not based on a, you know, some kind of like comics or anything. It's like, nope, this is an entirely original script. And I enjoyed it a lot. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, like, there's a lot of effort that needs to go into something like that because people going into any murder mystery movie or project or anything are always going to be looking for a twist. And so how do you avoid like foreshadowing that twist? How do you make sure the twist is truly unpredictable, etc.? Like that's tough.
That was the only thing. I've just watched so much shit. I figured it out 15 minutes into the movie. And so like if you haven't seen Knives Out, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's like a couple of twists, and like the first major twist is a good chunk of the movie, and then after that I went, okay, now I don't know again. But like I saw it with Lindsay, and I was like, I kept going, I know what happens, and because we're at Alamo, I wrote it down on a piece of paper, and I was like, open this at the end of the movie and see if I was right.
That's actually really cool.
Well, I was just like, I don't be like, I knew it. I wrote down like, this is what I think is happening in this film. And I've watched like a million movies, and you know, I mean, I still really enjoyed it. And it was really fun. But now I'm like, now I want another one that I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I was pretty off up until much closer to the end because I actually paid attention to two paths in my head, as one sort of indicated one individual or one direction, and the other path was much more obscure and ended up being the more actual direction. Yeah, Michael, you informed me today that it's Watermelon Sugar High.
Yeah, well, you said One Direction, so I
didn't even know that was One Direction.
Well, it's not One Direction.
Everything.
It's what's his name? It's one of the guys from One Direction. Harry Styles.
How about Z?
Terry Styles.
Oh, yeah,
Damn it.
okay, yeah.
Hey,
He sings. Harry Styles sings "Watermelon Sugar High." He's from One Direction.
Hey, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Sup?
I'm good, man. I realized about halfway to that conversation, I was like, it sounds like Knives Out is like, it's like Clue.
Yes,
kind of.
it is.
Yeah.
There we go.
Actually, yes.
I got it.
It's not as goofy, but like, I mean, it's just like a change of the times. It's what Clue would have been like if it was made now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, some movies you watch that are 30 years old and like they hold up, but it's just, you wouldn't make a film like that now. It's a very close to Clue.
Yeah.
It's really enjoyable.
And Inception, I've heard, is good. So I was
True.
like, I was along for the ride. You know?
No, I knew. Well, I feel like this is the closest you're going to get to watching the films.
It's true.
Is
It's true.
Us talk about
I
it.
feel like I've
Describe it
seen
to
it
me.
now.
See, I feel like here's what you can do now, though. Now, when you talk to people that you don't work with, you can go, oh, yeah, I've seen that. And you'll be able to pull just tiny little things
They'll
from this conversation.
They'll be talking about Knives Out, right? And I'll be like, oh, I wrote down on a piece of paper what I thought was going to happen, and I gave it to my wife. And she was like, wow, you nailed it.
You just got to talk about the twists. Like, all you got to do is go like, man, like the first twist I got, but the second one, that was crazy.
Right.
And then they'll just agree with you.
Yeah. And they'll be like, oh, I never saw it come or whatever. But then, you know, if they start getting into too much detail, I'll go, listen, I don't know around here who hasn't seen it, so I don't want to spoil anything.
Smart.
And then
If I were you,
and then I'm out of the conversation.
If I was trying that, they'd be like, did you watch you didn't watch the film. Did you watch the same film?
Yeah.
Here's the
Did
thing.
you
I feel like
see-
most people talking to me don't care enough whether or not I've actually seen it. They just want to
It's
talk about it.
It's
I go,
why
"Really?
when
me
you're
with it."
with us, if you mention a film, I immediately demand details. I immediately interrogate you.
Yeah,
I don't, bel-
you
I
do.
don't
You don't let
believe.
it
I
slide.
don't.
It's
I don't believe
awful.
for a second when you say you've seen a film. I don't buy it.
It's awful. Like I'll
wait,
yeah, they'll make
so-
a reference
so
and I'll go.
You
yeah.
so Jeremy, you haven't seen Inception.
No.
Wow. All right.
Watch-
Tyler Stab on our chat said
Watch
just
The
said,
Ring.
Jeremy hasn't seen Inception. ... And then Alfredo responded, "For fuck's sake."
Yeah, there's like it's like a dream and a dream and a dream or something. All I know is when there's
See?
several things
You've
inside
seen
of
it.
other things,
I've dreamt
people
inside of
say
a
it's
dream
like
before.
Inception, and so I go,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, and well,
Yep.
yeah, and also things get slower. Like, can you
Whoa.
believe the
Oh,
further
man.
you go, the
And it goes
slower
time
it gets?
dilation.
That's
Yeah, that's
You've
the
seen
theme.
this guy's seen
wait
it.
a minute. You said you
I've
didn't see
essentially
it.
seen it.
This
There it
guy's
is.
You said you
fucking
didn't see it.
That's enough
You
to
know
get me
that.
through most conversations with like other people. That's all I need.
Oh, that's the film with the dreams and the slow and the fall and the.
They're like he's seen it. That man's seen it.
The dreams and the slow and the fall and
That's all I need.
This
Here
is
comes the kick.
This is a perfect segue to talk about something we actually filmed this morning. I don't know exactly when it's going to come out, but we did a fun little video today with Jeremy and Fiona, Jack and I, where
We should say it was a sponsored thing.
It
before
was a
anyone
sponsored
freaks
thing,
out.
but it was our idea
lot of
of a
fun.
creative to do. So like, it was like our idea, our approval, whatever. And the premise was basically get Fiona and Jeremy a couple clues, like images only, to a certain movie, and to see from those photos what they deciphered the plot to be after a couple questions and some photos and stuff. And it was a whole lot of fun. So I hope
Yeah, it
you
was
guys
pretty cool.
look forward to that one.
It's
Yeah,
exactly basically what the chat is asking for right now. You've already
pretty
done
much.
it.
Pretty
There's
much.
a lot
Yeah.
of like
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and yeah, it was a sponsored thing, and it was cool though, like
Yeah.
Trevor was saying, because it was a sponsored thing, but they were like, you guys can come up with the content, and it
They're
was
like, what do you wanna
okay.
make?
Yeah, and so we
Yeah.
made something. It was our original idea, and it was good. So
Anytime,
good time doing it.
Just a peek behind the scenes. I work with sales all the time, but anytime we can merge ideas that we already have or ideas for things we want to do with a sponsor, and the sponsor basically allows it or funds it to make it happen, I love that. That was one of these opportunities here. But anyway, it'll come out. I mean, I can look up the calendar now, but it'll come out in the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. Let me see.
Everyone else excited for RTX from home?
RTX
Oh, yeah.
from
RTX
home.
at
That's
home.
soon. It's like less than 2 weeks.
The
right?
15th, man. Yeah.
15th to the 25th. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
10 days. 10 days.
Ele-
RTX.
Technically 11 days, right?
I guess
It's
it's one of those things of like,
Because you count with 0 when you're doing like that. Like you would count the first day as 1, isn't it?
I don't know. You're
just
you're
gonna
making
agree
it
with you.
more
Yeah, Jack.
confusing.
no, yeah, Jack. Here, Jeremy. Let me get you out of this. Jeremy, let me get you out of this conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you
you're
go.
right.
See, I still
Boom.
have stuff. Oh, this
Nailed
side.
it.
I still have stuff to learn, about like ducking out of conversations.
Could have just went.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh God.
First bell.
Speaking
of
ding,
RTX.
ding, 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 ding.
Is that still only for us? Anyway,
No.
No, I think
they
the
can
chat
hear
can
it.
hear
It was
it.
a
They can hear it.
whole. It was a
We still
whole
get
debate.
Lindblad though. We can only hear Lindblad.
You'll
Chat
see
can't
the
hear
bell
Lindblad.
explosion in the
Yeah,
chat soon.
we're not sure if he exists. I
That's
hope we
weird.
should start doing a bell explosion, just like a
Ooh.
graphic. You hear the ding. You should hear the ding, and then a bell should explode. I don't know why, but it'd be cool. That's the first bell.
Oh, Trevor's died.
Trevor's coughing and sneezing, whatever.
Made
He
me
can't
laugh in a
contain
weird
himself.
way.
He's just loving. He's loving life. He's loving you, firsties. If you're a first member, thanks for your support. Thanks for watching. Thanks for signing up. Really appreciate it. It means more now than ever. It's enabled us to do so much since we've been working from home. Just want to say thanks. Thanks to you. And if you are a first member, maybe you're a new first member, maybe you're someone who's not a first member and you want to check it out, you can sign up for a trial. Check out all the great first content. There's tons and tons available to watch. All kinds of stuff like Haunter and Weird Place and
Hardcore mini golf.
hardcore mini golf, hardcore tabletop. There's tons and tons of first exclusive content, and then there's also a bunch of other perks like discount on the store, and you get to watch videos early, and you get
You get a
cool,
star next to your name
cool
in chat.
star next to your name. So yeah, just thanks. And it's not just for firsties, but while we're in the thanking mode, again, thanks for watching. Little sale going on right now. If you're watching live, if you go to the Rooster Teeth store, doing a 20% off sale just during this podcast. Code off topic flash sale, they call it. No members are being exposed. It's just flash, as in it's quick. The sale, it happens fast and it will be over. So if you were looking, if you're eyeing something, pop on over, save 20% with code
Boom.
off topic.
And the good
Nailed
thing
it.
is we can say flash sale now because DC is in the family.
That's true.
Yeah, that's
but
true,
He
yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah, we
He's fast.
partially own the Flash.
DC Warner Brothers presents
Flash
DC
owns
the
us.
flash sale on roosterteeth.com. Code off topic.
Man, we
Hi,
watched.
cat with the bow tie.
just
Bow tie
talking
cat.
about the old Warner. We
Butthole.
watched Doctor Sleep last week. Was it? Or was it the
Yeah,
week before
yeah.
that? That was a great movie. I
It
really
is.
enjoyed
It is a good
that.
movie.
I had never seen it before, and it was that was really good, and it was fucking brutal. There's some
And-
brutal shit in it.
And the director, Mike something or another, I forget his last name. He directed Haunting of Hill House, and he just did Haunting of Bly Manor, which is the sequel to Haunting of Hill House, which stars our buddy Rahul. And that's coming out.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
coming
really?
on Netflix.
That's
I think
soon.
this month, actually.
Soon, yeah, real
It's Mike
soon.
Flanagan, by the way.
Mike Flanagan. There you go.
And then we met
That's Rahul's real name.
the young actress. She's 12 or so. I have to look up her name as well.
She's a big Ruby fan. It was funny.
She's a
We
huge
met
Ruby
her
fan.
because it was Alfredo, Trevor, and I we got to go to Colorado and see the movie, and then she was there, and we met her, and she was like, "Oh, okay, cool, yeah, it's nice meeting you." And we're like, "Oh yeah, we're from Rooster Teeth," and then she's like, "Oh yeah, okay, whatever." And then I guess her handler or someone was like, "Oh, those are the guys who do RWBY," and then she's like, "Oh God, I want to talk to them more," and so she came back to us to talk more about RWBY, which is pretty funny.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
initially they were
Yeah.
trying to get the Barbara and Lindsay to go to that.
Mhm. Yep.
And there was just conflicting
Yeah.
schedules.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think there was a
But
convention of some sort.
But she got to meet Jack.
yeah.
Junior.
I'm
Jack,
Junior.
Jack was like, "I'm
What up?"
Junior. I'm sure you've heard of me. I was in the yellow trailer."
Yeah. I was one of the first people to speak in the RWBY universe.
You were.
I think it was Barbara and I were the first two people to speak in the RWBY universe.
there you go.
And
But yeah,
and I was in season 1 and I think maybe season 3. I forget.
I don't
forget
remember. I don't remember
yeah.
that far back. But there's a lot of very clear, RWBY references, but Emerald specifically was her favorite character. So there's a lot of hero shots of an Emerald statuette, and I think at one point she has that green wig on that kind of has
Yeah.
that bob cut. It was really surreal to see that. It was really
Yeah.
really cool.
That's
but it was also
very
very
cool.
sweet meeting her
Yeah,
because
because we
she
saw
just
the
lit up.
trailers. We saw the trailers with the posters and stuff, and it's like, oh, that's kind of cool that RWBY
Yeah.
stuck in there. And then we watched the movie. It's like, that's a plot point. That's huge. The
Yeah.
main character's wearing our creation's outfit. What? And yeah, it was really neat. So
It was really
Mike-
cool.
my cat, Jeremy, do your cats just lay on your mouse pad? My cat is literally
They
right
lay on
here.
everything.
like-
Have you listened to
I'm
this
so-
man?
They lay on.
I mean,
my
he'll
keyboards
he'll-
and my mic.
so
yeah,
he's just laying here. He'll just walk and be like, oh, that's where your hands go. Cool. That's where I'm going to be now.
right.
And he'll just kick stuff out of the way and be like, this is my spot.
Well, they do seem to plot out where my hands will be so that whatever I'm touching now
Smart.
is them. Now I need to
Yeah.
touch them. And I brought up this story before that I was playing Skyrim and doing the Dark Brotherhood quest, which starts with 3 people tied up with bags over your head, and they're like, "Hey, talk to them," and one of them has a contract on them. You have to figure out which one by how bad you think they are after talking to them. Then you have to shoot one of them. And I was mid talking to them. Booker walked up, sat on my mouse, and just shot the dude in the head. Just arrowed him right in the face. And the person was like, "That one, interesting choice." And I was just like, "No, I didn't want to kill that one."
That's a whole gaming series. You do Telltale
Yeah.
and let the cats decide.
God damn it.
What
You
kind
guys-
of character
you-
would a cat create with its randomness, or is it random? We'll never know.
It's not
Or
random. They're
or
evil.
what would a cat remove from creation? And it's Gavin's footage.
It's
True.
true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, it was
right.
more like a whole video because of I had OBS issues too. So it was at the end of a really strong Gmod. 2 of the OBS was recording the whole time, and apparently it turned itself off at some point. And then Gavin had his was it which one was it?
It was
Q.
I think it was Q.
Yeah,
I think.
Q was walking along his computer, and I think this has happened multiple times now. Stood right on the power button, and there went the footage.
Yeah,
That's
my power button's on the top of my computer as well on my gaming PC. So I have a bottle cap taped over it, just because
smart.
Scooter likes to walk on that computer and sleep on top of it because it gets warm. So that's where he likes
Yeah.
to sleep. So I just tape a bottle cap over. If I need to turn it off, I have to peel up the tape and actually do it. Otherwise, I'll just turn it off constantly.
I like those cases that have the slidey thing, you know, that protects it.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't know.
I
if mine
don't
has that.
have pets, but I have children. Fortunately, they're not running amok when I'm in the middle of recording, but a number of times just playing, like using my PC in general after work, it's just gone dark. I'm like, what the fuck? And then a child's walking away from my computer. And I was like, just fucking turn that. Kids
running away.
effing love buttons. Let me tell you,
They're fun.
they love pushing them,
Yep.
especially when a light goes on, a light goes off. They'll go to town on buttons. And
Mission
a number of
accomplished.
times
Button
they
makes
just walked
dad
over
yell.
and turned my computer off, and I'm just like, ah. But
I did see someone after that when I was telling the story about Booker killing the guy.
Mhm.
You know, they were like, "Oh, big fat Booker, whatever." Booker's lost 1.5 pounds.
Hey, all right.
Wow.
The diet's going well. He's slimming down. I mean, he's still fat, but he's getting there. It's a slow process. Zipper's not.
yeah,
Zipper's
can't-
fat.
Oh, Zippy.
you can't keep calling him fat, or else he'll quit.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
if he doesn't.
That's his
hear your
motivation.
No, I'm
encouragement-
shaming him.
Oh,
Oh, God.
no.
He's over
Okay.
there. I mean, he's still a lump. Like,
So he's like, does he go, Jeremy? He's like, I lost 1.5 pounds, and you go, that's nothing. 1.5 pounds?
yeah.
You make me sick.
Well, he needs to lose 5 pounds, which
Whoa,
is
how much
third
does he
of his weight. Well, he's 17 pounds.
That's a lot.
Which is a lot.
Have you seen those cat treadmill rings?
Yeah.
You can get
Yeah.
like I've seen people with those things. And I'm curious if they work. Like
I just don't think
My-
Booker will do it.
Like, I don't know what, like my cats, they keep themselves like they're big, but they're not like overweight. And I don't know, like, I mean, we have the food out where they can eat whenever they want. Like we just have like a self feeder thing and just they've maintained. And it's, I don't know how, like, I don't know. I mean, like they've got some gut fat. Like, I mean, Cooper is just laying here with his tail, but yeah, they're not like, you know, spheres.
That's probably like average, you know.
They're not.
An average creature left to its own devices and eating only when it's hungry is probably going to have a little bit of muscle, a little bit of fat, a little bit of this and that. Because like
Yeah.
that's just evolution. That's what we
They,
need.
they also play a lot.
I'll be right
Like they
back. I
chase each
gotta
other a
go
lot and
pee
do a
this
lot of
White Claw
running.
out of me.
That'll help you.
Yeah.
But
Because I mean,
All
like
right.
Scooter is 8 pounds. He
okay.
what's up, man?
Mike,
you gotta go?
Go pee. I just waved him off and now.
Oh,
I'm here.
okay.
Hi. They got
Hello.
cats. I don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
Barbara and I have been talking about getting a dog, and like this is like the best time and the worst time to get a pet because you can be there and house train them and like because it's it's a big responsibility. I want to make sure that I do the right things and treat the pet properly and train them properly. But then you also have the fact that like work is still quite busy. You do still work in the middle
Yeah.
of the day, and then you also might get a pet that isn't socialized properly because you can't really go out and see a bunch of other people or dogs very often, and then they get very used to your presence. And so if you leave, they might. It's a
Yeah,
tough.
that's
it's a
what
tough
I would
thing.
be concerned about. Like, you get a dog right now and then you train it and it's like, oh, you're with me always. And
Right.
then like when COVID lets up and it's like, oh, we can start working. It's like, you left me for 9 hours. Where
Right.
did you go? Well, how dare you? I destroyed everything in your house.
The last thing I
So-
want to do is give a pet anxiety for because I raised them in the wrong time, the wrong way by accident, or just by happenstance. Yeah, that's Danny DeVito, chat.
No. Oh,
it's,
look
it's
at
Booker
a lot of
is my
meat
favorite.
and fur.
Yeah.
yeah.
Look at him. I love how his head usually kind of like he has the neck, and I'm just waiting for the cut because and then it goes like this.
Yeah. He sucks
And I love
in.
it. That's my favorite.
He deletes his neck pretty good. Yeah.
Deletes.
Like it just gets in there. But yeah, he still has some
Oh,
slimming
look
down
at
to
it.
do because Scooter is 8 pounds. Booker and Zipper are both 17.
Wow, I didn't realize it was such a difference.
Have you always had black cats or have you done like, do you have like a specific kind? Like I've always had orange cats has always been my thing. Even when I was a kid.
Well, so the first cats, when Kat and I lived in Massachusetts, we were like, we got our first house and we're like, we want cats now because we love cats. And we found, and I actually said I didn't want a black cat because my friends had black cats and all the ones I had met were very skittish. And I didn't know if that was just a trait of like black cats, like were more skittish or so. So I was like, I don't know if I really want a black cat just because of my experience. So we met Scooter. And Kat's like, I want Scooter so bad. His name was Suzuki. She's like, I really, really want him. And So we went and met him, and they were like, "Oh, also this is his like brother." Like, basically, it wasn't really a brother, but they were both like strays that they like brought in, and they're like, "This is his brother Charlie, who's Booker." And I was like, "I love this cat. I need this cat." So we got both of them. So we had the brown tabby, and then Booker, who's like the black short hair, and then right after we got married, we got Zipper, who's the orange. And yeah, we don't really have any preference. They're all great. They're all different in their own way. You know,
Cats are cats, you know. They have all sorts of personality. I think if I had to go like off of visuals, I really love the blue gray or the is it Russian blue? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
There's two different kinds of gray cats that are that color. One is a little like circular, wider face, and the other one's a little bit more like, if you will, traditional, like slim, kind of tabby, structured face. But I just like that color. It's just really calming. And I might be biased because the one cat I've ever met that was that color was essentially dog-like. And anytime, and animals love me, so I love animals. So like anytime I sat down, he'd come on over and just plop down in my lap and just be like, "Pet me. I want to be pet now."
No.
I love it.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
He's been back for 10 minutes.
I've been back for a bit.
Do you have seltzer pee?
What's that?
Do you have seltzer pee? Does it come out carbonated?
I mean, it doesn't come out fizzy. if
Yeah, it
that's your
doesn't come
question.
out carbonated.
I cracked the last one. It's my last one.
That's your last one? Oh man. You're screwed after this.
I might have to crack
No,
into
hang
some of
on.
those.
Just to drive away. Not gonna drive now, but later, just to drive away. Listen, we're in Texas. Alcohol ain't that far, no matter
It's
where
not.
you are.
Right.
It's just a can's throw away at any time.
Massachusetts. Like, you know,
You'd be like, where is the liquor store?
that's it. Like, so my parents, luckily, they had a liquor store across the street. If we ever
that
needed
wasn't
it.
luck, Jeremy. That was
Fate.
decisive
Yeah.
move by
That
your
was
parents.
fate.
That was house
Um,
hunting.
And but like, you know, when Kat and I moved into our own place, if we wanted to go get beer or something, I mean, there was a corner store near us and everything like that. But it wasn't. There was supermarkets near us too, and I don't know. I can't remember if I could get beer in supermarkets. I don't think you could.
Probably
I had to
not.
go to the liquor
You-
store.
You can't in Jersey.
Yeah. So I like literally had to go like, where's the nearest liquor store? I can't just go to the supermarket and buy a case of beer. Like I have to go find the specific store that will sell it.
In retrospect, it's a real pain in the ass.
Yeah.
It honestly really never bothered me. Not that because I didn't really drink like besides going out and drinking. You know, I moved when I was 24. So I only, was of legal drinking age for a few years. And I really I wasn't like, drinking beer at home. So I very rarely had to go get alcohol. It would just be like if I was out with friends or something, we would get drinks wherever we were.
Right.
But it's not something I ever thought of as, yeah, it's an inconvenience if I want to go to the liquor store and buy alcohol, but never like, why do we have to do this and other people don't? Moving to Texas, it like retroactively outraged me. Like, it's just everywhere here. You could get at the gas station.
Yeah.
You could just go to a gas station, but the exchange here is they go, yeah, you just get out, pump your gas, and then go buy. And I go, well, pump my gas. What?
Oh,
my
see,
God.
I
Yeah.
didn't have that.
We
We still did the
You
pump your own.
I've
gas.
never
Here's
had
what you do.
anybody do
Here, you
that.
roll-
I thought that was
roll-
like a 50s thing.
No, roll down
Oh,
your
wow,
window.
yeah,
Here's
pal, let me
$20
pump some gas for
regular.
you.
Okay, go away now. I'll sit in my nice warm car while you deal with all the snow and ice and shit.
That's
I didn't
fair.
know how to
That's
pump
fair.
my gas until I moved here. Not that it's a complicated process. You take it out, you push the button, you click the thing, and then the gas goes in. But I was like, this okay. What are we doing here? Well, this is interesting. I had like a family friend who, because he knew the guy at the gas station, the guy let him pump his gas. It was like,
Whoa.
I
get it.
allow you
Pull up.
this.
Yeah, I mean, it's illegal to pump your own gas in New Jersey.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, like every gas station has an attendant. It's technically illegal. So it'd be
How many
like, well,
mistakes
cool,
do you think it took
I
to
know
make that happen?
I don't know. People are angry. It's something I never thought of. Where
gasoline
Yeah.
everywhere.
it's like pouring
People
rain.
just
Like,
drinking it.
we-
like, oh, nom, 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 nom,
we
nom.
need
Like,
gas, and I'm like, well, just wait for the guy to come. And Lindsay's like, there's no guy.
what guy?
No guy
what
is
are you
coming.
talking about?
There is no man.
I'll let you know because I almost said this about Massachusetts and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm just being an idiot and it wasn't a thing, right? And I'm remembering it wrong. But it wasn't until 2015, which is after I moved to Texas. But before that, at gas stations in Massachusetts, the whole like, you pump your gas and then you like clip the thing down and just leave it there, let it fill up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those weren't on the pumps in Massachusetts. You had to,
you had to
you had to
hold
hold
it?
it. You had to hold it. You weren't allowed.
Ah.
Like fire code said you couldn't just leave it.
Oh,
Well, I
dude, nothing's
love
better
just-
than you set that and then you just walk inside the gas station, get yourself a Snickers, walk
Yeah,
back
I
out.
love playing with volatile
Yeah.
fluids just 10 yards away. I just like ignore
exactly.
it, set it, and forget it.
The thing that outraged me more growing up in Massachusetts was that we had all of these things. Like you had to go to the liquor store to get any alcohol. Like you couldn't, leave the gas pump there and just stand next to it. It was all these things. And then you like no fireworks or anything like that. You
No cell
drive
phones even.
like an hour north into New Hampshire and all the laws are out the window. Like New
It's
Hampshire
lawless
gives
out there, man.
no shits. There wasn't even a seatbelt law in New Hampshire for like,
Wow.
yeah, there might be now, but when I left, I don't think there was. It was just like New Hampshire was like, fuck it. Like if you come in here, something might happen. Who cares? Just go to Vermont if you're
There's like
pissing
10
about
people
it.
anyway.
We're
What are
like,
the rules
Jesus, New
for?
Hampshire. Yeah.
Somebody in the chat pointed this out, and it's funny. I totally forgot about it, but I heard it all the time. They said it's literally where the threat of stay in school or you'll end up pumping gas for the rest of your life came from. I'm like, oh yeah, that would be like you don't want to be working at the gas station pumping gas in Jersey. The two like love like not to do the fast food thing. I mean, fuck. I thank God people work in fast food. I need it. Like you're an essential worker to me. But the two like stay in school or you'll fuck up your life. It was work at a gas station or work in a toll booth. Those are the two things of like, you want to just sit in a toll booth all day? And I would say, well, they watch TV.
My mom's side of the family, which comes from kind of rural Texas, it was the post hole digger. So like the person who goes out and like digs the holes to put the fences.
Those things are a
down.
pain in the ass. I used to have
like
to
oh
do
you're
that.
gonna go you're gonna be a post hole digger, and it's like what
You get the two.
I guess
the
that's
two sticks. And you
yep, little
scrape,
cups,
and you
that-
take out
yeah.
you take out this much dirt at a fucking time. You just
Yep.
scrape
Oh, the
it
little
out.
pinchy thing.
That-
They
that
start
was
out
the warning.
so
It's like-
good every time,
Yep.
and they never continue that way. Never. Now you got
I don't know.
the little drill things that just send the
like-
dirt up like a conveyor belt.
And if the dirt was too hard, there's like you get that big, I don't know what it's called, but it's like a giant fucking slab of metal. It's like a steel.
I got one of those.
And
Yep.
it's angled at the end. You got to bash that into the ground a bunch of times just to soften the dirt, just to get in there with the post hole digger.
Ugh.
Yep.
That sucked. I had to do that sometimes, occasionally, when doing like outside electrical work. That was doo doo.
Trevor, you were up in what, Indiana? Is that where you were
Yep.
born and raised?
I was born and raised in Indiana.
Did you have a like a colloquial term up there for someone like if you don't pay attention in school,
Yeah.
you're gonna become this?
I was just thinking about that. I think it's the same as, I don't know if this is a typical one. I feel like I hear this more now than even then, but if there was anything, it was probably fast food, which,
Okay.
they're all like, your entry level jobs for various things. There's nothing wrong with any of them.
Or also, if
Yeah.
it isn't, it isn't. If it's not entry level, there's
Well,
plenty
you know what
of
I mean,
people I
like,
see working at fast food that's exit level.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Dude, I'd love to like retire into fast food.
That would
I'd be the
great.
one guy going like, "Can I spend my last like 5 years just working at a fast food place? You get free food?
Yeah.
Fuck, I'll do it." And I'll just be like
Some
the guy at the
places.
window.
I feel like that's common. Some
Jeremy-
some people like retire and then they just go, I just want to do a job that's fun.
Yeah. They just
Every
I just wanna
like,
fuck
every
it. I just wanna do
fucking
whatever.
old person that I knew growing up, every grandparent or whatever is like, "I'm retired, so here's my new job."
Yeah.
Why?
Now,
Why?
Jeremy,
The
I
faster I
could
can
see
get to that
you
stage, the better.
like more so than anyone, Jeremy. I could see you like owning a bar somewhere where it's like you
Why
just
is that?
retire and own. I don't know. Just like you strike me as like I can
What are
just
you trying to
picture
say?
you like behind a beer back,
No,
like
but,
like
Here, I
got a towel over your shoulder.
can almost guarantee, like, if I could be working at a bar older and it would be owned by my father because he
Okay.
can't fucking help himself with like pitching restaurants to me and like he like his first thing, because like we go to Christmas parties and everything like that. My dad loves cooking. He just loves cooking when he's at home. Like because his work day starts at like 6 a.m. and ends at like 2. So he'd get home and start cooking, and dinner would be done at like 5 or 6. He just would be like cooking that whole time. And so he, for Christmas parties and stuff, would make these chicken wings that would take him so long because they were like cooked a certain way and then breaded and then fried and then baked. And so like the outside was super crispy, the inside was all moist and everything. And he's like, I'm gonna open a chicken place. Like, no one can sit down. It's just like a window. You come up, you get your chicken wings, and you leave. You take them
Get
with
out.
you. Right.
It's called
like, I
chicken
don't want
and
people
fuck
hanging
off.
around. It's going to be called Just Wing It. They're going to walk up and get this. And then, so he's like, has this whole thing. Then he started coming here when I moved here, and we're eating, you know, I'd always take him to Torchy's or to Rudy's or whatever like that. And he's like, why don't we have this up in Massachusetts? And I'm like, I don't know. It's just, it's a chain, and they don't have up there. He's like, this would do so well. He's like, all right. I know a guy. We're gonna talk to some people, and like we're gonna get one restaurant. It's gonna have Torchy's. It's gonna have Rudy's. It's gonna have Hop Dotties in there. It's gonna be called a Taste of Austin. People are gonna come in. They're gonna get flavors of it. I'm like, you gotta stop. You need to stop. Like, I just
Taste of Austin. That's
so
not
when
bad.
he retires, which I think he's hoping to do like next year, when he retires, he's gonna be bored out of his mind, and he's gonna like start pursuing weird things like this. And eventually, he's just gonna be like, hey, you know, when you can work here, you can work in the bar.
Yeah,
So
dude.
great. And I'll be
You
like,
can work at the bar and just sit there. And,
Yeah.
and it'll go, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Why are you on the other side of the counter?
Yep. It's just, you know,
I'm working.
I
Yeah.
sit here until he tells me to leave.
I'm working.
Jeremy-
You're like the human tip jar, right? You know, people
Right.
like throw a couple bucks in the tip jar to get it going. You're the customer that's like, man, that guy's always here. He must love
Yeah.
it. I'll sit down next to him.
Did I ever take you to McSorley's, Jeremy, in New York?
No, McSorley.
No.
Yeah.
It's like it's depending on who you talk to, is the oldest like constant open bar in New York City, and it's been around for forever. And it's basically like it just passes down generation to generation, and it's just like it's the coolest place. Like it's the most like just you walk into it and you feel like you're in a different era, and it's really cool. And they've got good beer. They have light and dark. That's it. You can only get one or the other. And when you get you get a light and you get two of them. They give you like 2 half pints. And it's like, there you go. And it's like, all right. And then you drink that. You get a light and a dark, and then you have 4 glasses. And then you drink those, you go get more. And it's great. There's sawdust on the floor, and it's
Nice.
back in the day, what they would do is like they would serve meals too. And they would give you so they would give soldiers about to go to war, they would give them like a turkey dinner. And then when they were done, the soldiers would take the wishbone and put it over a light. Like they have like a bar light, and they would leave it there. And when they got back, they could take their wishbone off. And the crazy thing is, well, like the first time I ever went there was a light covered in wishbones that literally had like an inch of dust on them that had been there since like World War II. And so, and then recently, within the last like 10 years, like the health department came in and said they had to clean them
I
off.
was
You
gonna
gotta,
say.
clean, you
Sucks.
gotta clean off this WW2 dust.
Yeah.
It's getting crazy.
We don't
So-
know what's in there. We gotta get rid of this.
But yeah, like even recently though, like people would go to like, you know, when they're going to like Iraq, Afghanistan and stuff, they would get a meal and they'd put their wishbone up there. And it's pretty wild. And so anyway, it's a really, really cool place. It's definitely one of those things where it's like, you know, it's a New York sort of treasure, and it's just a small little place, little hole in the wall place called McSorley's. And yeah, anyway.
I love that, dude. Like I love.
Yeah, it's a cool place. I think you would absolutely do. I would love to take you there if we ever go to New York again.
I do like going to
if it's
bars.
still there.
Like I don't like going to clubs. Like people always think that like Jeremy's going out in the town and stuff like that. No, fuck that. I like going to bars, sitting at the bar, getting drinks, like talking to the person I'm with, like, you know, and that's it. Like it's not loud as fuck and I can't hear them. There's not like a bunch of college kids around. That's not my scene. I like
You don't
to
want to go
just sit-
dancing?
Nope. I'm ass
Shut
on the
up.
chair.
Shut the hell up.
Ass in the chair. I've got a beer, which is why I think I get messages from people sometimes of like, oh, I saw you, but I didn't want to come up and say hi. I think I look very unapproachable when I'm out. But like, it's just because that's what I like to do. And like, that doesn't mean I'm not going to be like, hey, you know, and like talk to people. I just don't want to be like in a loud spot screaming and like,
Oh yeah, no.
like I fucking
You
hate
you just blew my mind. Like,
What?
imagine just going out, sitting at a bar right
that. Right.
now.
That's dude.
I
miss
was
that
just
so
daydreaming
much.
about it. Yeah, I'm just going.
Yeah.
I was reminiscing
Imagine if I
actually about
wasn't
you.
sitting at my computer desk drinking pineapple White Claws.
Mhm.
I was actually Jeremy just thinking about
2020.
when we went to Shakespeare's on 6th Street. You,
Oh,
Kat, and I.
Shakespeare's.
I don't know if that was like
Where
RTX
everybody
or-
goes.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
a while ago, and I think Kat's cousin was in town, or your sister was in town.
Her
I get them
cousin
all
was
mixed
around,
up. Yeah, but
Yeah, dude, we like even little bars like that on 6th Street. It's like I like them, but even those sometimes are like not.
Oh, it's
super my
it's
scene either.
It's a fuck fest, is what it is.
It turns into a fuck fest. Like when they're a bit quieter, I'm like, I'm all about this. I love Irish pubs. Love Irish pubs.
oh yeah, hell yeah.
And there's some bars, like I know there's one in the Domain. I can't remember it might be the Brass Tap. I don't know. But there's one that like it's got a fuck ton of beer. And I love
100
going there and just
yeah.
being like, you know, when my dad's in town, he's always like, let's go back. And like we go and we just like, I'll try that one and let's
Honestly,
try that. And like we just
There's
try.
a Yard House in the Domain now
It's,
too. The Yard House got a ton
Oh
of
yeah,
shit.
and my dad loves the
Yeah.
Yard House, and I like
It's
it too.
why,
Just get flights, beer.
It's why I like going to Little Woodrow's, which is just like some whatever chain with like crap food and like some appetizers. But it was where there was one close to where I used to live when we were in the old office. And it was just like it was basically like almost a Rudy's but a bar. You know,
Yeah.
so it was like a big ass building with like a bunch of like family style seating tables, like huge fucking tables that had a nice like outdoor area where you could just like sit outside. I think they had like cornhole there, didn't they?
I think so in the
I think
back.
they had that.
It may have just been washers, honestly.
It was
may not
just
even been
it was
cornhole.
just like super fucking chill. There's some like crappy country music playing,
Nice.
but like it wasn't super loud. People weren't yelling and screaming, and it was, you know, you wouldn't go there and be like the food's amazing or the beer's amazing, but the environment was just really chillax, except if you went for St. Patrick's Day when there was little people wrestling, and I did do that one
That's
time.
right.
I mean, one time Lindsay and I went.
Yeah.
I have one of the best photos I've ever taken in my life, which is her with like 8 little people and posing.
Yeah.
I'm still
It
undefeated.
was like a-
I like to point out.
They had turtle races
Net
too.
wrestling.
They did have
That-
turtle races.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now
Yeah,
I gotta
like-
go.
I like that. I like that place because they had a thing where they did it was like the Big 50, where they had like 60 or 70 different beers, but they had a list where if you drank all the beers in order, maybe it was 30, if you drank them all in order, like over the course of multiple times on one day,
yeah, right.
like they would give you like a keychain and it had the numbers like 1 through 30 on it, and every time you would have one, they would like clip out the ones you've done, and so you'd literally be drinking stuff you would never try before. It's pretty cool, and I liked it. Although there was something called lawnmower, which literally tasted like grass and was terrible. And so it was like that and the michelada. Like anytime you got to the michelada, which is it's beer and tomato juice.
Yep.
Oh, it's so gross. So I had to like just chug those. Like give me that one and the next one so I can use it as a chaser.
Yeah, that's
Someone's
not for
just
me,
sitting
but-
there after
that's-
having mowed the lawn, and they're like, "Can I drink that smell?"
Yeah.
Come on.
That reminds me of that the place we went, Jack, in San Francisco. When was it called Smuggler's Cove?
Oh yeah, that was a cool place.
It's a pirate
A little
rum bar in San Francisco. I took Kat there as well. But that place has a ludicrous amount of rum. Like it's just like a crazy amount, and they have like plaques for people who have tried like every rum that they have
Wow.
there. It's like hundreds and hundreds of rums, but like again, like that's for multiple times. You do it over multiple sessions
Right,
going
right.
in, and that's expensive as fuck. There are some rums on there that are really top shelf, like stuff I would never drink, because I'd probably drink it and go, ooh, and I'm like, oh, not only did I make that face while drinking it, but this glass was, you know, $40 or whatever. It's
Right.
like,
That's why any interest ever, or someone going like, yeah, this alcohol is really expensive, or this is really crazy, whatever, I'll just take that. I'll put it on a steak. Give me an expensive steak.
Yeah.
You take your $80 alcohol, I'll take an $80 steak, because like you don't eat $80 steak and go, whoa, whew,
Yeah. Like,
expensive. I just
Like,
sit
oh,
there
it's an
and go, I
acquired
go,
taste. Like, oh no. Yeah.
and I'm such a basic bitch too. Like because I don't eat fancy food very often. I went with you once, Michael, to like a nice steak place and got like the really nice
It
steak.
was probably Vince Young's, because
Yep,
I
it
fucking love
was.
that place.
Yep, and I got like the really nice steak. And you know, I ate it and I was like, man, this is really, really good. And as I was eating it and talking to Kat, I was like, yeah, this is great. And she's like, oh, like should we get it like more often? I was like, no. Like, I was like, I'll eat like a $15 steak and
I love
and
it.
have
That's
a
like
Shiner
my-
block with it, and I'll be
That's
happy.
my favorite, man. I've been in that place in like 6 months.
I'm a cheap date.
Oh man, I miss Perry's. Get the double cut fillet or the bone.
It's just one of
fillets.
those, like,
oh,
it's
so good.
it's nice. It to me, it hits the something like. And there's so many steak places in Austin. There's Vince Young's, there's Perry's, there's Fleming's, and they're all like a block away from each other. It's
Oh, yeah.
all just
Eddie
like just
V's
north
is
of
in
the,
there.
Just Eddie V's, yeah, just north of the river. You get any of those, they're all good.
Excellent stuff. Yeah.
But it's a nice, like, this is a nice treat, but it doesn't go into the, the steak is $400. You know what I mean? Like you could save up and go there as, not like, yeah, you could spend, if you go on a date, whatever, just 2 people. Yeah, you can spend $200 on dinner. But it's like, okay, if you spent $50 going to Outback, you could save up and spend 150 or like 180 at one of those places. It's not, a fucking $1,200 dinner or some crazy shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
like it, granted, it's usually because there's a big, huge party of people, but, Uchiko or Uchi, either one, that's up there with, like, if you go in and just go,
Yeah.
I'll take a bunch of sushi. Oh, it's $180.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, interesting.
It
Very
That
looks-
place
yeah.
is insanely expensive. That place.
Oh yeah. It's very good though. Very good.
It's great. But
I've been there maybe
that's
3 times just because it's so expensive.
right.
Yeah.
That's like, all right, I want to have a conversation with you. Let's have a serious talk. Do we go to Uchi in the next year? We need to plan this out. That is
That's
not
life saving.
that is not just go on a whim, because it's also not a place you go to when you go, man, I'm starving. Where should we go?
Oh
That's
no.
a place you go to. You were like, you know what? I'm not that hungry. Let's go to Uchi. then,
Yeah.
then you can have it because it's like tiny portions and everything's, really good. It's all premium, sushi and meats and stuff like that. But it's wackadoo expensive.
Man. Have you been watching the thread of people who are cleaning out the old Achievement Hunter office right
Yes,
now?
it's
No,
so
no.
Is it
long.
still
Baird-
going?
I know Baird's
Uh,
been going off on it.
I only
Yeah,
I tweeted
so-
the first bit of it.
Yeah, Adam
Let's see.
Baird's there, and I guess
Oh, is he there?
yeah.
That guy.
I think so.
What's
And
it?
then,
Last I checked, he was in
Josh is one of the-
Canada.
I think he's come
Back.
down for that. I think
He's
we
come
brought him down
down.
to work on
He's
this.
come down to clean out our office.
Back.
But well, they have people, I guess, installing stuff there, like and so
he might just be managing or over
But
like
yeah.
kind of overseeing. From
He's
afar,
there
'cause-
shaking his head. That's
Because
it.
Josh is
But-
there for sure.
But apparently they found like 7 moon balls in the ceiling and like a
That's it?
bottle of Maker's Mark.
That's the one.
Which is
Jeremy's like, that's where I
Maybe-
left it.
Maybe they'll find the bottle of Fireball Fiona said was under my desk that didn't
Ah.
exist.
Ooh.
Yeah, I remember that when she busted in. But
It was the takeover. Yeah.
I need to know the size of this bottle. I need to know what was in it.
Describe it to him.
I want to know the
And how
size of it. I
full?
want to know how much was in it, and I want to know where it was, because all of those are I want to use to assess the danger of that bottle.
yeah.
And like how it got up there. Like that makes
You mean the
no
danger
sense.
from like gravity or the danger for like drinking it?
Like gravity. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
whose head was a bottle of Maker's Mark over waiting?
Yeah.
People did reply after I tweeted some of it. They're like, "Well, hey, at least there's no rogue bacon jam hanging out
Yep,
above your
there's no-
heads."
you got all the bacon jam down.
And then Fiona said, "I hope the dildos are okay. Are there dildos up there?
No, they
So
got,
maybe
we
Bad
got those
Dragon
back
made
down.
it.
I don't know if they got knocked down or not."
We got those down.
Yeah, Josh
There
said
was
there were 7 in the ceiling.
The helicopter
about
ball that went straight up there.
Mm-hmm. It was the monkey that you threw up there.
Monkey.
Yep.
Yeah, but we made an old video a long time ago where we spelunked and I stuck a GoPro to the end of a bunch of long objects, including an axe that was fake that people thought was real, that was dangling 20 feet in the air.
Oh,
But that was a fun little video to see, just basically get an eye up in there. But since that video, we had added
dude,
copious amounts of
that
things.
axe is one of the funniest clips I've ever seen. Is when we're doing DHD and we're putting it on Google, and
Uh-huh.
and like we get the first review and it's Larry, but he did like 4 stars or something.
Yeah.
And we're like, Larry! And then we go to bust into the support room and you're holding the axe, like the fake axe, in your hand.
Yeah.
And you have it down. And like we open the door and walk into the support room and you like whip it up like this to like have the
Yep.
axe, and the head just flies off and goes straight up. So like you walk in and you go, and then you just like it's gone. Like, the top of the axe just goes away.
You never
So
see it come
funny.
down.
Apparently-
There's stuff on top of that Play Pals room too. That Matt, Larry, and I we used to toss around these little. They were in verses. The one where Matt was Green Arrow. We did a parody, Matt and I, of him being Green Arrow, and we had what we started to call them floopers. Larry, Matt, and I, and they had a little rubber suction cup at the end, and they were perfect for sticking to the drywall or the paint that we had in the room. And so we'd throw them and try to get them to stick like a throwing knife. And one oomph too much, and it went up there. And we slowly lost them all up there. I think Larry's in the chat.
Oh,
There he is.
Why?
Shifty
There's
week.
why. Larry.
Oh, that's probably where we should end it then.
yeah, we should get out of here.
All right, everyone's
Larry.
Hey,
Larry's here, everybody.
now's your last chance. If you're in the chat right now, off topic in the store, you get 20% off your merchandise.
Flash
As long
sale.
as we're streaming, we could keep it going.
20% off.
And,
Pew, 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 pew,
As a
pew.
little selfish promotion, be sure to tune into the season finale on Monday, Red Web, part 2 of Cicada 3301. And then we're going to take a very short break, maybe about 4 weeks or so. I'm going to try to see if there's some update episodes that we can sprinkle throughout that gap, but we'll be back. We'll be
And then
back.
on
Be
Tuesday, you got Keeping the Lights On. That's my show. And then what's
Keeping
after
the
that?
lights on.
And Wednesday, you got Shump. That's my show. And the RTX episode is the season finale. So make sure to check out
Man,
that one.
And then Thursday, you're right back here.
Boom.
I'm
And
off
you
topic.
come back full circle. Look at that.
Crazy.
Providing.
We got
provide.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday
Papa
streams.
provide.
So much
I don't like
content.
that.
Maybe it's a Face Jam Tuesday. Maybe it isn't. What I like about Face Jam is the audience doesn't get to enjoy this, but Michael does. Where when there isn't a Face Jam, that usually means we're recording the next Face Jam.
Eat week.
So yeah, I have Eat Week, Show Week, Eat Week, Show Week. So there's like the eating is far more enjoyable than the prepping the episode. But it's like Face Jam's every week in my brain. But to the audience, you only get every 2 weeks because you're not part of the show yet. Maybe we'll have
Not yet.
auditions. We won't.
But maybe. we just released the first animation from Face Jam.
It was
I believe
the
it's on
what the
first
hell
right
was
now.
it? Oh, it was the Subway pizza. That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah,
Mm.
and it's actually the first animation from our new animator Misty. So please go watch that, watch or listen to Face Jam, but watch the animation and welcome, give
Yeah.
her a warm welcome to our animator kind of collection.
World.
Collection.
Collective.
Universe. We're plucking them all up.
You belong on the shelf. Do it. Mm.
All right.
Jeremy, just a bunch of grunts. The show's about to end.
I think I just killed the focus on my camera. It looks all
So
murky
I'm
now.
gonna bring this up because it's ending. I've been playing Fallout 4 and I'm finally into it.
Nice.
Michael.
It's taken me like 6 times, like since the game came out.
It's
I'm
fun.
starting a new game. It's the most I've ever played. I finally got over the hump. I'm like level 23. I got my character that I like, my build that I want.
Listen,
Doing stuff.
the
It's
conversation,
fun.
this is for people in the chat. Conversation is not, is it better than 3 or New
What?
Vegas?
Oh,
That's
God.
not the point. The point is it fun? Yes. Fallout 4 is quite fun.
Trevor,
Yeah, and it's
where'd you go, Trevor?
definitely
Guys,
or
it's
not
dark
bad.
in here. It's cold.
Yeah, what happened to you?
Your
Trevor.
footsteps in the distance.
He's
been taken
by the blackness.
My
Are
camera
you,
overheated.
that's what Matt's camera is going to look like when he has to give it back.
There is no
Oh.
Trevor in the blackness.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
I mean, you can hear him. He's clearly there. All right, well,
Hey,
Hey.
I suppose that's enough of this dog shit show. Yep, there it is.
Gotta
Trevor
end it.
proving my point.
Jesus.
All
right, we got a post show.
We're
We'll see you
live
over
throughout
there.
the
Yeah.
week. RTTV. If we're not doing something, somebody's doing something. There's always something going on. Got more live gameplay and podcasts. Check the schedule out. Coming up right after us, effing around with Iffy and Fiona. They're playing some Monops. Monopin. It's short for Monopoly.
Thank you.
What?
I mean, that's
What's up?
true. It's true.
What's he giggling about? What happened?
Nothing.
Nice shirt, Trevor.
Thanks, Jack. You too. It's reflective material. It's
So
hard
reflective.
to see because I'm
Jack,
like inside,
Trevor's
but-
looks nicer.
Okay.
Like just next to each other, you can tell his
Jack,
camera's
like-
a
Mine's like
skirt.
stretching. I'm just like a big
Yeah.
fat guy, so it's like.
No, that's what it looks
well-
like. I mean, I'll sink my chest in. I mean, that's what.
Jack,
it
I
kinda
didn't
looks
say
like.
it, but I thought it.
There you go. I
I
vocalized.
think it's got
it for you.
the new tag in there too.
Yeah,
if it's
Jack's in
stitched
my mind.
It's all good.
Are we done?
All
Are we
right,
still
we'll see
going?
you in the
Is this a
post-show.
podcast?
Yeah, it's hey,
Jack.
and don't forget about RTX.
RTX at home.
At home. If you're thinking I can't make it there, wrong. Because you're watching this, which means you can make it there. Because
Is
it's
that a
at
Cheetos Puff?
home.
No, it's a Lego remover.
Well,
Oh fuck! I should get one of those.
They're awesome.
I got legs running around all over the place now.
For the love of Christ,
Anyway.
roll the credits.
No, hang on, wait.